Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Witnesses say it was a 7-foot alligator that nearly took a woman's life on Sunday here at the Bird Rookery Swamp Trail in Collier County. I'm your community correspondent, Mahmoud Bennett, and I've been covering this since it happened. We're now learning the woman was walking through a watery part of this trail when the gator grabbed her leg and tried dragging her into the woods. Florida wildlife officials say they captured and removed an alligator from this remote trail not long after a 62-year-old woman from Fort Myers was bitten on her arm and leg. New 911 audio revealing the critical moments before she was airlifted to a hospital.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Hello, we're out in the Strand Plant, and our friend just got attacked by an alligator.
According to a report from the Collier County Sheriff's Office, the woman was out hiking with friends just after 9 a.m. Sunday when they hit a narrow, watery trail where a 7-foot alligator was laying. FWC says the woman unintentionally made contact with it before it lunged at her.
No, it's gone. We're out of the water. We were doing a wet walk, and the gator jumped out and grabbed her.
Deputies say the alligator clamped down on the woman and began dragging her into the woods before her friends pulled her free. She was severely hurt and her current condition is not known.
Mating season is between April and June, so this is about the time the hatchlings are out and females protect them for well over a year.
Christina Anaya, an assistant professor of biology at FGCU, says while close encounters can trigger an alligator, they're particularly more aggressive this time of year. Despite that, FWC says alligator attacks are still very rare.
Sometimes they become a nuisance, so then they might remove the alligator from the area so that to prevent it from happening again. In extreme conditions, they might kill an animal.
Reporting in Collier County, Mahmoud Bennett, Fox 4.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Today is Shabbatai, August the 23rd, 2025, and it's currently 11:46 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Hopefully, this time we do not have the echo in the background. I explained this multiple times, and this computer is really old, and it just everything is fighting in there. There's so many sounds card for those of you who are computer savvy. And a lot of things is fighting. Sometimes I listen to things, I cannot hear it. For instance, right now, everything sounds good to me. I can't hear anything. And when I upload it, the echo doubled. So that's what it is. So now, because of the incident that we had yesterday of the echo, and I decided to make this Esau's Trouble just to add more stuff because there is so much more going on out there, beloved. I mean, I got all those tabs open and there are still much more I haven't even talked about, okay? I don't know the damage for the Hurricane Erin, which we will not talk about today, but we will take a look at death, animal attack, young people dying, influencers, what they are calling them, people online just dying because, well, people online and offline dying. The problem that we are having, somebody made we made a video that was couple of months ago, about like 2 or 3 months ago, concerning billionaires and millionaires dying, but mostly billionaires. And the people were saying, oh, well, they are old people. They are Octavian. Is that what that is? There's a name to call people their 80s. They're like 81, 82, 70s and stuff. They are old. You know, when they die, the money passes to their children. We told you, their kids die before them. Okay? Well, the money gonna go to the government. The government can't touch this money because they are dying too. All right? Now we're going to take a look at people's mindset. What's going on out there? Is it mental illness, beloved? Is it mental illness? Because that's what they are branding this phenomenon. Oh, well, we have the mental illness and stuff like that. Is it? Well, let's keep on moving. Let's see. Okay. Because there's a lot
An
of
unauthorized street party began trending on social media, drawing a large crowd. Chicago police made contact with the event organizer and ordered him to shut it all down. He initially agreed, but at the last minute, he relocated the party to a completely different location. And we just got this into the newsroom. This is the one person that was killed in all of this. We've just learned who she is. Her name is Jashira Blackhawk. She's 22 years old, and she was killed in this shooting. And there is now a $10,000 reward from Cook County Crime Stoppers to find who pulled the trigger. Let's talk about the party. It stretched across at least 10 blocks with hundreds of children packed into the crowd, adults as well. The shooting broke out in the 100 block of North La Crosse in the Cragen neighborhood. The 22-year-old party organizer posted on social media both before and after the violence. On TikTok, he spoke about shutting the party down due to threats, but ultimately chose to keep the party going.
I thought about canceling that, but we still on. Oh yeah, his party dangerous. We done had how many parties, brother? 3.
So you can see this was kind of like a joke to them. Now, just before 3 Sunday morning, officers from the 15th District responded to reports of the large street party in the 100 block of North La Crosse. Now, when they got there, they discovered 6 people were shot, 4 males ranging from 17 to 29 years old, and 2 women in their 20s. A 22-year-old woman was shot in the back and died at Mount Sinai Hospital. Again, we're just learning that that person was Jashira Blackhawk. Alderman of the 28th Ward, where the shooting happened, Jason Irvin, says thousands showed up.
People just mass came to the corners of West End and La Crosse, right in the middle of a neighborhood that is not equipped to handle that type of a crowd. I don't care what type of planning you could have done. West End and La Crosse is not equipped to handle thousands of people at 1 o'clock in the morning.
So this is what's going on, beloved. The 2/3, the drawbacks, a lot of them really don't care. And don't get me wrong, they have to go. This shift, this change, those folks cannot come with it. They can't come with this mindset. Everything is a joke. Everybody's throwing party. At this time, somebody wished to throw a party and invited everyone on social media. And this thing, when they do it like that, this never end up well. I believe a couple years ago, there was a fellow, he was a Guatemalan fellow over there in LA or Los Angeles, somewhere around that place. He threw a party and he posted on Facebook. And then he said, yo, we're all partying out there. Anybody that want to party, come. And then a bunch of gang members showing up. And they realized their rival was there. And they start shooting people. Now, I don't want my people to look at this and saying, well, Big Levi, this is Jacob's trouble. Because, we're going to have to go to Jacob's trouble. Because these type of things are happening out there. Look, at this point right now, we have no business of going after those people and try to convince them. You think they don't know the truth? You think your mom, dad, or whoever, those Christian people or Joabites or the 2/3 or Blassos, you think none of those Blassos know the truth? They knew the truth. They knew it before you. That's why they signed and took the bag. So it makes no sense now to try to wake up those people because they were already up. You were the one that was asleep. You were the one that was afraid. They weren't. They thought this thing was going to go for forever, just like their masters. Now, those are the people that are trying to bring to you, oh, Jacob's trouble going to happen. And then in things like we have to go to Jacob's trouble because they signed. They vomited their wisdom. They signed their life away. They sold their soul to 83. Look, the so-called Gentiles right now are the one that can't go to sleep. They are the one that spirit are tormented. They are the one that if they have soul, their soul are in great torment. Those people can sleep. They can eat. Everything is. They are watching everywhere. You can see this in the government. You see how confused the administration was or is. Biden also, whatever they are, Democrat Biden or the Trump Republican. It make no difference to me. They are the same thing. They are the one that truly, verily afraid out there. Do you see any of those so-called pastors, priests, or preachers coming out there and saying something meaningful, something that have any substance in it? They are afraid. Things like that happen, a bunch of two-third partying, don't care, shooting at each other, and you see people road rage, killing each other. Back then, well, not back then, a few years ago, when you're driving and somebody cut you off, usually it's the middle finger. Usually a few verbal, barely exchange, and that person on his way on their way. Right now, there's no such thing, man. Everybody's shooting everybody, man. People get mad. Like, you look at this Negro or this Negress, you're looking at this random person the wrong way, they shot and kill you. That's why a lot of us right now, we need the protection of the angels. You need to get your pentacle. You need to get your book. You need to know who's your guardian angel, and activate it. And activate the other side too. Offensive and defensive. Deterrence. Things like that, beloved, they have to happen. And those folks, they have to go. Okay? They don't care. They never did. And then they never will.
The same morning he's accused of stabbing himself, he Googled injuries to the abdomen.
Tonight, police say the park ranger who says he was stabbed in Staunton State Park on Tuesday by a 6-foot, 200-pound white man made it all up. Detectives say he actually stabbed himself.
Your reporter Alan Janae was in the park reporting Tuesday as dozens of law officers search for a suspect. Alan joins us live tonight with these shocking new details.
Well, a search on Tuesday, the suspension of the search for a suspect by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office caused a lot of among locals. The sheriff's office at the time said they had come to believe it was a targeted attack. It turns out they were onto this ranger's story and disparities in it within hours, and they now have come to believe he targeted himself.
It was a search that stretched nearly 8 hours on the ground and from above, all seeking a man described by an injured seasonal park ranger as his attacker.
Our initial response to that was massive, as it should.
6 law enforcement agencies searching for a man they believed had wrestled a knife away from Ranger Callum Heskett and stabbed him.
Because we believed what the victim said. And now we simply know that that's not true.
Heskett said he had approached the man who looked in distress by a trail, but the man stood up and said, "Expletive, the police," and charged at him. It meant the park was shut down and people in the surrounding area kept out of their homes. A park volunteer we spoke with knew Heskett.
So now what you are having, beloved, if this isn't the curse switch, I don't know what that is. You have a white man claiming you got a white man claiming he was attacked by a 6-foot, 240-something pound white dude, stabbed him in the belly, the police, and fled. Okay? If this is, I don't know, is that some form of fantasy? Do white folks really fantasize about being attacked and they felt themselves being so black that they were attacked by white folks, and then they wake up out of fantasy, they realize, okay, I went too far. I'm still white, but I thought I was black. Is he one of those ginger fellows? Is that what that is?
Educated, competent, he's a really sweet guy.
Well, in the tag right there, you can see Elk Creek. I'm assuming the CRK is for Creek. Elk is like form of deer. And deer is the blessing and things like that. The Venetian Isaac, the blessing being given to Jacob and things like that.
But soon the story he told authorities would unravel, says Jeffco Sheriff spokesperson Jackie Kelly.
Well, I'll tell you, we've had a lot of strange cases. Strange happens a lot, but to absolutely create an elaborate scheme to bring this many people to your aid for nothing is rare.
There was no suspect found. Heskett said he was knocked down on his back, but that part of his uniform was clean. Said he'd been punched in the back of the head. There was no injury. On Heskett's phone, a detective found searches for how deep are arteries in lower abdomen and abdominal anatomy.
He is now a suspect in an elaborate hoax, and we feel very confident that he created a self-inflicted wound to himself and made a story up.
But they have yet to establish a motive.
We don't have an answer as to...
The motive is those people, they believe they are you. They believe they are so black, so chosen, that some 6 foot tall, 240, 50 pounds white man saw this, the police, and charged at him, punched them in the back of the head, and then they fell on their back, stabbing them, stabbing, and which he showed the injuries and stuff. The man went out there. He Googled how to, how to stab yourself. What is this? What's going on with us? How long this story been out there? August the 22nd, 2025. That was yesterday. What the hell is going on? What's happening? What happened, man? I'm like, what's going on? Those people believe they are so you. They are so us that they fantasize about the police attacking them for no reason. Or the police, they just, there's white men attacking them because they are black. What is that? I'm genuinely confused here. What is this? It's not even recording right now, is it? Is it recording? It is. But I'm very confused. Like, what is it? But nonetheless, man, let's keep on moving, okay?
Tonight, the family of a man who died near Navy Pier yesterday sharing their tragic story with ABC7. Hussam Jadrawi was riding a personal watercraft when he fell into Lake Michigan yesterday. The firefighters pulled him from the lake, but he later died at the hospital. Jadrawi's sister tells us that his son was with him in his final moments.
And he looked behind and he found his father, the jet ski flipped upside down while his father's in it. He turned around. He's like, I got you, Pops. I got you, Pops. He grabbed his father. He tried to put him on the back of the jet ski. And then they both fell out of his jet ski and flipped upside down. Told his son, I'm going to die, son. I'm going to die. And he goes, no, stay strong, Pops. I got you, Pops. Don't say that. My brother had a feeling he's going to die. He wakes up every morning, makes coffee for my mom. My mom be waiting for him to make him coffee because she knows that's his routine. Yesterday, she waited for the coffee. Coffee never showed up.
Loss is especially difficult because Jadrawi had just celebrated his birthday this week.
Now, again, as you can see, a lot of people celebrating their birthday and then they are dying. This man, I don't know if he didn't know how to swim. He got into this thing. He went to Michigan, the lake. And that happened 11 hours ago, and he died. This man, he was with his family, and he died. Of course, beloved, we do know that all those lakes, a lot of them are built on top of Black Town, on top of places where our people had Haitian, and they just, flooded in and did all this thing. So now a lot of those people are dying. And those are young folk, beloved, okay? Those are young people. And again, this is what the news can caught up to. Okay? Let's keep on moving.
I'm begging you, please, if anything, if you know anything, please.
This mother begged for help after she said her baby was kidnapped as she changed his diaper. The baby's father also pleaded for help.
We just want our baby boy.
Now comes a stunning turn in the case of missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Today, cops swarmed the parents' home and SWAT vehicles moved in. They arrested both parents, Rebecca and Jake Haro, on murder charges.
Someone took him from me.
1 week ago, Rebecca claimed she was attacked and knocked unconscious in this San Bernardino County parking lot. You can see her black eye.
I had his diapers right here, and then someone said, "Hola," and I couldn't even turn, and I don't remember nothing.
But cops say they confronted Rebecca with inconsistencies in her initial statement. It also emerged that her husband was jailed for 6 months for felony child cruelty in 2023. The 7-month-old is the youngest of their 6 children. Today, detectives could be seen digging around their yard as the search for baby Emmanuel continues, while these pleas for help now take on an even more sinister tone.
Please don't hurt him and just bring him back to his parents that love him.
So now you got this thing going on. Okay. And there you go. You got this woman, and of course the whole thing, when you watch it, you're like, come on, man. This is as, please give me a $3 bill, not this. Come on, man, not this act. And again, this is the recurring analysis that keep happening in this. Every time somebody, they made up things now, usually they would have say a black man, a 6 foot tall, 240, 50, 300 pound black man punched me, robbed me, raped me, and things like that. Now they are saying white men. Hola. Some Latino, some Spanish fellow say hola and then punch me, stole my baby. The whole story, the whole dynamic changed now. And if this isn't the curse, I don't know. Stories like that always come out, like a black man did it, or black woman, some black kid, some black teenager did this. And then now, those people, their stories are inconsistent. They don't know what they are saying. And eventually, they find out they get arrested on murder charges, okay? They are murdering their own children, all right? Let's keep on moving.
What's your name, please? Thank you, sir. This case 25-059-442, State of Michigan versus Malik Javon Fales. Counsel.
Magistrate, good afternoon. Always a pleasure. Steve Vincent for the people.
And Ryan Murad, P83665. On behalf of Mr. Malik Fales, we waive the formal reading and stand mute. Mr. Fales has been advised of his constitutional rights.
Court will enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf as to bond.
Magistrate, we're asking for a remand.
Okay, so this is a little bit confusing. This guy name is Malik, but the title say Malik Fales, charged with killing transgender woman, okay, all right, but his last name is Fales or Fahilis. Malik Fahilis, charged with killing transgender woman. But when you know, with a name like Fales, this is this dude's last name, but it's not Fales, it's Fahilis or Fahiles or Fahiles. But Fales, you know, it's too unfortunate for the guy. He got involved with this woman, you know, that he thought that was actual woman, you know, and then doing the whole sword fighting, and the dude realized that, wait a minute, I didn't sign up to fins, you know, and this dude got, his instrument is a hell of a lot bigger than mine. This isn't what I signed up for. So, you know, get kill each other. Couple of years ago, if you go right there, man killing transgender woman, there are so many of them. Okay, let me see the most recent that we have here. Let's see, that's like okay, all right, that's the guy. All right, let's see what's going on here.
And from Highland Park is charged with the murder of a transgender woman.
18-year-old Malik Javon Fales is accused of killing 28-year-old Christina Hayes. Prosecutors say her body was found on June 21st in an alley along Woodward Avenue, just north of McNichols. Prosecutors say Fales killed Hayes early that morning, then stole her money and cell phone. He was arrested Friday and is now charged with murder, larceny, and hate crime based on gender.
Well, that's the only thing they could charge him for, because the thing was done, and then dude realized like, yo, you're not what you said you were, and here's shopping. But let me see. Transgender Muslim bride killed by her husband 13 days ago. Let me see. Top 3 cases where he found out she was transgender. Because you really cannot, certain one of those women, the moment the makeup is too heavy and the voice sounds too feminine, like you are forcing things, and the gesture is too rigid. By nature, women are rigid. Our body move like robots. We are not as fluid as women, because women body by nature imitates water, and men, our body imitates fire. Okay, our body is a lot more volatile, and women is just, they are supple. So, and when you look at pictures, a picture like on this one, you can, it's really hard to tell this is a man. All right. But usually you will tell by the heights, by the shoulders, the hips, and things like that. It's all over, man. It's all over. Man gets 48 years for, deleting his girlfriend for being transgenders. Some of the guys, they don't know, okay? Okay, for instance, transgender was murdered by a husband. It's really hard to tell the woman right here, if she's a man. It's really hard to tell that. And those people, they're all over social media and the dating scene, so to speak. And there are specific places to go get them. And after that, you realize, whoa, this is, wow, what the hell? All right. For instance, those, okay? Okay, this is what happened. And then you got like these people look like this. And then you're like, okay, that's a beautiful woman. I'm going to go after her. And come to realize that this isn't what it is. There is a couple of months ago where this dude, saw this girl working the corner, young man, he was 19, and he paid her. I believe that happened in Milwaukee. And doing the fellatio scene, he realized this is not how women does it. This is not, he felt something wrong, and he realized like, yo, this is not what that's supposed to be. And then when he pull out, he's like, what are you? And then the dude like, yo, wow, how did you not know what I am? And then he shot and killed the guy. So it's all over. Okay, escort didn't tell client she was transgender, leading to murder. And for instance, you're looking at this woman on the left. It's very hard to tell. It's very hard to tell this. Okay? One of the trick they pull, beloved, for the men out there, is the moment you see backdoor entry first, or they all say, well, I'm on my womanness is coming this month, I can only do backdoor entry. This is a red flag, because most of them still keep their tool. They don't chop it off. Okay, 90% of them or 99% of them keep on their tools. They don't chop it off. Only a very few chop that thing off. So anytime they say the backdoor entry is okay, most of the women that work the corner, like 99.99% of them, they don't do backdoor entry. This is not something you can offer them more money. They won't do it. Unless you, of course, you offer them an astronomical amount of money, like $300-400. When they charge you 100, you charge 500 for backdoor entry. They'll bite their tongue and take it. But things like that happen. Okay. Okay. So that's the dude. He realized that this girl that he was with is not a woman at all. Okay. All right. So This thing is all over, okay? Men convicted in 2020 and stuff like that. Some of them you can tell. Some of them, they do this and they just let you know that's what they are. But a lot of them, they fantasize, about this, okay? So, things like that, you really can't tell, man. You know? You see, Clayton realized he can't just kill a transgender. So this dude again, he once the deal is done, like, yo, how you break me, man? I don't do this thing with men. Okay, all right. So again, with them looking like this and stuff like that, you're like, yo, this is very hard to tell. But through the conversation, through the things, and you will realize what they are and what they are all about. And a lot of them are, are dying. Okay, all right. So this is those men. You really can't tell. All right, and a lot of those dudes. Don't get me wrong. A lot of those dudes are into this type of thing, and they want their hitch to stay silent. And if you go out there, you breathe a word, they will kill you. Okay, they will kill you. This one happened 4 months ago. All right.
Tonight, we now know the man accused of killing 2 transgender women will face trial. Joel Brewer was offered a plea deal for the murders of the 2 people back in 2021, but he turned that down.
Yeah, WCNC Charlotte's Jessie Pierre was in court today. She also spoke to a LGBTQ plus advocacy group about what this move means.
Charlotte Black Pride tells me this was an opportunity for Joel Brewer to take responsibility for his actions. But instead, he's taking his chances with a trial.
Next matter for the court is Joel Brewer.
Joel Brewer in court Thursday for the death of 2 transgender women.
In a nutshell, I just feel like this is another example of our trans community our lives not being valued.
For those who represent the LGBTQ community, like Charlotte Black Pride, transgender liaison Rel Lowry, this case is personal.
They're all our brothers and sisters. What happens to one of us happens to all of us.
And this is the thing. This is the thing. When it comes to this type of stuff, and the Blassos will defend this. They will rally people, and a lot of people will get emotional and get involved with it because, oh, he was black, when in that case, she was black. And we need to go support this because, they were black, and you have no idea what happened. What did they do to this fellow? And you get involved with whatever that thing is. Like I said, beloved, this shift coming right now, the Matthew 24:22, those people can't come, man. And they have to go. They have to go, all right? So that's what that is.
Brewer is accused of killing Jada Peterson and Remy Fennell 2 weeks apart from each other in 2021. Both found dead in Charlotte hotels. Violence and injustice that Lowry says their community knows far too well.
There are hundreds of women that are murdered, trans males that are murdered, and the majority are black trans women. But the amount of cases that are actually brought to trial and the individual actually facing sentencing is so much smaller.
The organization held vigils to honor the 2, but Lowry says true healing can't happen until Peterson and Fennell get the justice they deserve.
Till justice is served, we can continue to have these vigils, memorials.
Again, it's
if
really
their families
hard.
don't get justice,
like a dude like him, he has
a
ears,
lot of work to do.
and they'll go and they'll get surgery, they'll get implants, they'll get so many things embedded in themselves. You can't tell nothing. Only we are around. Men by nature carry a certain aura. Women carry this. If you are energy sensitive, the moment you sit next to someone, you are able to tell this is a man, this is a woman. And a lot of those dudes out there, unfortunately, they are lonely. Not thirsty, but they are lonely. I don't know where people get this word thirsty. It's just we are by nature sexual being. Men and women have sex. It's just in the black community, this is a big deal, and this is something that is embedded in our people. The three Ds I don't talk about. People are so worried about other people are doing with their genitals, and a lot of those dudes, they are lonely men, and they are looking for the easiest thing. And usually, those those transformers out there, they are very easy. They'll give it up easy because they want they are lonely, they out of their mind, and they will do this. And once this deed is done, and this man realize that, yo, how could you're not the dude, this is a, well, you love me and stuff like that. Yeah, because I thought I was loving a woman, and then now you turn out to be a man. Okay. And then I have people that I know, they won't date any woman as if she's not a mother. They will not date you if you are not a mother, because it's just rampant. Social media, what you're calling Instagram model, Instagram model, they're all over the place. The 6'5" Instagram model with giant Adam apple. Yeah, But anyway, man, it's everywhere. A lot of this thing is happening, and they are dying. So, mental health, you want to call it, but I call
Joins
it
us in the
trash.
newsroom. What a scare.
Again, this is the one that had happened, okay, the other day, those influencers. So I believe we are getting in the part how long we are into this thing. Oh, wow. All right, let's see. Okay, beloved, for those of you that may not know, we have our book. You can look out for the link in the description. This is the AK Family Handbook. If you want to know who's your guardian angel, who's your family, celestial family, what day is your day, what color is your color, and all these things. So you can purchase the book and then do your own research and do the best that you can. All right. So, and then again, beloved, the reason why all of these things are happening because of Genesis 15, verse 14, and he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 16, 19, 20, 19, 400 years, boom, done, over. Right after 2019, when you enter 2020, this is the Gentile loop. When they caught up in 2020, so everything changed. Yes, indeed, the whole plague was going on, kill a bunch of people, millions of them. That's why they had to board so-called all those immigrant or migrant, what they are calling, to padded their numbers, and then they bought them to destroy our people. But it didn't work. You do realize the people then higher up, those elites, they never really knew about how the blessing was going to end. They knew at some point this thing was going to run down, probably another 400-500 years down the road. The priesthood of Maha never told them how this thing works. They find out through our channels. You do know that, right? You do know those most people find out that everything we're running on that blessing. They find out on our channel. We told them like, hey, it's done. And in 2020, this world is still locked in 2020. It's just the worst version of this 2020. 2021 was a bad version of 2020. 2022 was a very bad version of 2020. 2023 was a terrible version of 2020. 2024 is a horrible version of 2020. 2025 is a top version of 2020, and 2026 is going to be something else. They locked in there. It's looping. Time keep looping around. That's why they can't do anything. They don't know what day it is. Everything don't make sense anymore. They got all the money. Don't get me wrong. They got all the money, all the freedom, and everything, but they don't feel it. The energy, the freedom, the the hope they used to have, they don't have that anymore, because we are awake. Our people are awake, and again, they know who you are. It's just not like all our people, all black people, this and that. That's not how that goes, man. It's by the Spirit. Who's standing up now to those people? Who've been standing up to them? Who's telling them in their face that this is judgment? And again, I don't need anyone over there to try to validate who am I and stuff like that. Indeed, they will come and call us by name because it has to. Which the nation won't be shocked. Like, we know who we are. And then now you come for a plea deal. Let's make an agreement. well, you're not making this argument with me, just like the so-called fallen angels was, telling Enoch, like, go speak for me. Enoch tried to intervene, and the Most High, even before Enoch reached the Most High, the Holy One sent the angel tell Enoch, like, yo, them niggas knew what they were doing. I told them they knew the law. They choose to violated them, and then this is what's coming upon them. Tell them they don't even need to come close to me. Well, that's what happened, okay? Because what's going on right now is Genesis 15, verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And mostly today we are going to focus, at least we are focusing on the sword, okay? Which is plague number 5. Destruction by earthquake and the sword. Okay, the sword is the modern day gun, murder, suicide, and all this stuff. Okay, that's what we all talking when they're talking about the sword. They got 10 plagues, and they got 10 plagues going on with those people, and it's all over for them. So you got those Instagram, those influencers. All right, they are paid people where they will come to a place, and then they will put their cell phones or camera and stuff, and then the restaurant will give them free food, and so and for them to give some positive stuff. Any food they are eating, they're gonna make faces, and people are gonna see that they're like, oh, this restaurant is good, let's go eat there. But we played this yesterday. Now this is a longer video. Okay, let's see what really and truly happened here.
Yeah, there it is again. A terrifying moment. If it hadn't been caught on camera, you may not even believe it. A pair of influencers shooting a food video for their YouTube channel when suddenly a car comes crashing into their booth at a local restaurant.
Aniela Ruiz joins us in the newsroom. What a scare, Aniela.
It really was. Now the restaurant is now boarded up, but the couple who was inside when it all happened, they say they're now dealing with the shock.
Loaded one.
What started as a light-hearted foodie video,
Welcome back, guys.
turned into a terrifying crash all in a matter of seconds. It happened as the influencer known as Nina Unrated and her fellow foodie Patrick Blackwood were shooting a food segment at Cave's Culinary Creation on Saturday, sampling appetizers and even saying a quick prayer.
Amen.
The couple says they're still shaken by all of it.
It was a terrifying, scary experience. And like I said, the one thing that keeps replaying in my head was his facial expression. Like, we knew that was the end, but for some reason, it just wasn't.
They have rosemary ranch chicken. And this should have tell you something. This should have tell you, this is a warning from above. I need to rethink my life there. I need to rethink and then do something else. I need to take a break and go into meditation, introspection, contemplation, meditation. I need to start thinking, what happened there? Who saved my life? Because the car stopped just in time. Okay? This thing stopped just in time. They could have killed both of them. But this is what's going on out there. Whoever's out there not taking this hate serious, everybody ignore our plight. No one's want to talk. But the so-called the church, the Christian or religious people, there's nothing they can say. They really can't say anything. What the hell they're gonna do? They're gonna make video response? They never did. They can't. The camps cannot make any video response. The only thing they can do concerning the camp, the veterans can never, and they never did come against us. It's the new guys, that go ahead and make some video and they make a fool out of themselves. Most camp will not go ahead and speak against what we are doing here because they know whatever that they are learning or they taught them is backward. You got that fellow Gorilla Hebrew or whatever this dude name. And ever since this thing happened, the moment I saw this dude change, it was during when Putin invaded Ukraine back in 2022, I believe. And you can see, he made a video, you can see the fear in the guy's face. And he literally told them, he said, well, yo, this is what they taught us in the camp. And then this is real right now. And he like, I don't know what to do. And because that's what they told him, Jacob's trouble going to happen and how it is. But since 2022, it's been 3 years. over 3 years, and nothing happened. So Iran attack, Ish attack Iran, all those fake prophecies, nothing truly happened because there's nothing can really happen. But when they look at the weather, they look at situation like that. People are dying at an alarming rate. Like people are just dropping and dying, and there's nothing they can do. So the world, the only thing they can do right now is acknowledge who we are, bow down, and then everything unto us. That's what it is, you know.
And they have
Restaurant owner Ivory Watkins says he was right there walking them through the menu when all of a sudden his attention was called away.
They were getting into the salmon sliders, and then I literally 2 seconds turned and went this way, and talking to the guests that came into the door, the crash came. And
in that moment,
the car literally came in about right here, and then she started backing up. And then she backed out of the window.
Fortunately, Watkins says the restaurant dining room was empty, other than the pair of foodies ahead of the private party.
It would have been horrible. I don't even want to think about it.
He says he feels lucky he turned away at just the right moment.
I feel very blessed. Very, very lucky.
So this was not luck. The way he explained it, when he was with them, something take his attention away from them. Say, move from them, move away from those people. And he moved away. And then this happened. And this is exactly what's going on with all people right now. When you got fired from a job, when you got rejected from a group, when you got pulled away from a neighborhood, or you got you break up from a relationship, he or she cheated on you, and you could, this is a blessing. This is a separation. When you're being, rejection is a blessing in disguise. Always. Rejection is always a blessing in disguise. If you are rejected by her, him, them, I, us, it's a blessing unto you. You don't know what would have happened to you if you were in that place, if you were part of this group, if you were in the midst of those people. Certain one of you went to school, you got degrees, you got bachelor, you got PhD, and you went and applied for this job. You didn't get it. It's not like you weren't qualified. You were overqualified. But the Holy One knew that this isn't the place for you. This is not your blessing yet. And this dude being removed like this, it is a blessing. Because you know what? The car didn't kill those two, but he could have killed him. Some fragment of the glass could have flew, stuck in his neck, bleed to death, or the shaft could have given a heart attack. He died. Which shows you two ways here. The Holy One spared all three of them. But this dude, he's standing so, he's not affected the way that the others are affected. Okay?
Very, very lucky. And that's why I am an emotional wreck right now. Just thinking of that. That, you know, I'm glad that God spared all three of us.
As for Nina and Patrick, the couple went to the hospital, bruised and needing stitches, but alive. Are you guys feeling grateful?
Beyond grateful.
Absolutely.
Beyond grateful.
Beyond grateful.
Grateful, lucky, fortunate.
Unbelievable. Wow. So, Adieli, what about that business?
Well, the business is open, and they'll be open during the weekend. They're going to have service. They're only open Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. The owner does have insurance. And he says, you know, the best way that you can support them is by going and enjoying their food.
Oh, man, that's the truth. And you know what I got to say? Maybe it is a good idea to say grace before you eat. It worked for Patrick and Nina.
It really did.
Also, the food did look good. All right, thank you so much, Adieli.
Good say.
Witnesses say it was a...
Again, this is a whole influencer thing. How long we are into this thing? How long we are? All right, good. Okay, we're good. I don't want to mess some of you Shabbat or whatever you're celebrating. I just don't want to intrude. I'm doing the best that I can so can keep up with this. Okay, this is the whole, this happened like 3 days ago. Let me see. August the 20th, 2025. Okay, so today is the 23rd, and this is the whole, influencers, social media things, film everything. Everything has to be filmed. There's nothing private, okay? And here's what happened.
This morning, the unexpected. This man getting bitten by a shark as he was posing for a photo during a fishing trip off the Florida coast.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Sean Muse was holding the 6-foot lemon shark Saturday night on the island of Cayo Costa, Florida. Muse says he was about to put it back into the Gulf, but the lemon shark was not having it and took a bite of Muse's leg.
We were out shark fishing on the beach here, and one of the guys I'm with got bit in the leg.
Muse was flown to a hospital in Fort Myers where he is now recovering.
You don't know what a wild animal is going to do, so.
No, that's not true. You don't know what a wild animal will do. No, you know exactly what a lion will do if you go mess with it. You know exactly what a tiger, a leopard, a cheetah, or whatever this wild animal is, a freaking bear. You know that what that thing gonna do if you get too close. You know what the possibility of taking a shark and trying to take a picture with the shark. All right, let me see, man. I'm expecting a call here. I'm expecting a call. All right, let me see this. Expecting a call. All right, wait, no. You know exactly what that's going to be. Look, listen, ever since the blessing went out of those people, those crazy things they used to do, those adventurous things they used to do, they can't do that anymore. Have you noticed that every little thing that those people are doing right now, it's a danger to their life? Oh, well, you don't know what a wild animal can do. No, actually, you do. You do. I know exactly what a shark could do, okay? Can do, and will do.
It happens. We're in his territory.
Lemon sharks are a protected species in Florida, and they must remain in the water with their gills submerged at all times. Muse says he's aware of the Florida law, but says he wasn't fishing, and he wasn't the one who caught the shark.
You have to take a class to get your shark to fish from land for a shark, but that's whatever. It's a 30-minute class, and it's free.
And you have your permit?
No, but I wasn't fishing. I just took him off the hook.
Naturalists like Rob Howell saw the video online and say this was 100% preventable.
It was in pain and scared, and not a lot of people give these animals the respect that they deserve.
Muse says he doesn't think he did anything wrong.
Unlucky or lucky at the same time because, if it was a few inches one way, I might not be here.
Muse is thankful to be alive and is expected to make a full recovery, and he says he's looking forward to his next fishing trip.
You're lucky that wasn't some kind of alligator or freaking Nile crocodile or saltwater crocodile. That was, woo! Yo! A saltwater crocodile would have been something very different. An alligator, that would be another story right there. It's just things happen. But nonetheless, let's keep on moving. Well, of course, this is plague number 7, wild beasts will be their grave and things like that. Okay, let's keep on moving.
Hey girlies, I wanted to show you these super cute flare pants I got on TikTok Shop.
Influencer Yareli Ashley Hermosillo killed in a road rage shooting. She was just 27 years old. Glendale, Arizona's CBS 5 reports it all started when a driver got into a minor verbal dispute with another driver on the road. Once they pulled up at a red light, the driver with the gun randomly pointed it in the opposite direction, firing towards Yareli's vehicle, which was not involved in the argument. That bullet was the one that ultimately killed the popular food blogger.
Police say this man, Jesus Doustin, is responsible for shooting and killing popular social media influencer Yareli Hermosillo.
So Jesus killed this woman, okay? You got this fellow right here, Jesus, and Jesus. He killed this one young woman, influencers. Again, those are young people, all right? You have to understand, beloved, if time is moving fast, therefore, the young going to die fast. People going to die fast. a lot quicker. When time was slow, barely you would hear young people die like this, you know, and you won't hear young people die of a heart attack, but times are speeding up. People look young, but the thing that happened to them is the thing that usually happen to old folks or people in their late ages and stuff like that. All right? She was 27. She died 27, and you know what to do to plus 7. Okay?
Jesus Dowston is responsible for shooting and killing popular social media influencer Yareli Hermosillo.
He obviously didn't know the other car was there.
Yareli had over 60,000 Facebook followers who supported her content, mostly about healthy meal ideas. Yareli leaves behind her husband and their 4-year-old son. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the family. They write, Yareli's life was taken far too soon in a senseless act of violence. She was an innocent victim caught in the middle of a road rage incident between others, leaving her family and friends devastated.
Another influencer gone, okay, 27 years old. She wasn't doing anything. She was just in a car, minding her own business, okay? Is that thing even recording right now? Okay, it's recording. She was in a car, minding her own business, going to places, and then out of nowhere, 2 dudes went get into an argument. One of them shot for no reason, and then she got shot. She died, you know, 27, gone.
I'm going to show you how to make the perfect medium rare chicken sandwich.
Medium rare chicken sandwich? A medium rare chicken? That's a death sandwich. You're trying to kill people. You're trying to give people some of the melanin. Trying to give people some of the melanin. Some of the melanin.
John Crawley, known as King Beard X on TikTok, has died. He was only 47 years old.
I'm gonna say that this person's from the pits of hell. You is evil to your bones, and I don't want to be a friend.
John, who lived in Mississippi, had nearly 3.5 million followers on social media and racked up millions more views on his videos, reacting to mostly food and recipe content. His most viral moment?
Who's buying this?
That would be my big fat ass. That tastes good. I don't give a damn what nobody said. That yummy. That's yummy hot dogs.
According to reports, John died Monday after a 2-week hospital stay. He was admitted after experiencing breathing struggles. The ultimate cause of death, cardiac arrest.
Now, again, you are seeing those guys. He's 47. 47 years. You got all your life is everything is in front of you. You are in the process of being matured. A man become a man when he's 75. A woman become a woman when she is 50. Miriam, Moses' sister, become a woman when she was 50. Below 50 is considering a maiden, okay? A young woman, okay? When you enter your 50s as a woman, you know, you got your full experience. The man, when you're about to enter your 50s, that's when you good. You got all the experience life can throw at you. That is when time used to flow slowly. That is your average lifespan used to be 300 to 400 years. Okay? That would around that time. Remember, Abraham has Isaac when he was 99, and Sarai also. And around those time, that's when you start, you know, getting things ready. But these days, 47 is a lot, man. The smoking, the drinking, the obesity, the overindulging, the gluttony, and drinking and everything. Those things gonna shorten your life just like that. That's why we made it a law here to keep the 5K work, the 5,000 steps a day work. It's something that I still, till this day, still doing, my 5,000, okay? And then do the best that I can to keep my heart pumping, to keep it healthy. I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm getting better and better every day. You know, things are getting better with me. But you see those young folk, they are dying, man. Judgment is upon the land, man. There's nothing you can do to stop this.
Friends and family say John didn't have health insurance, and he was the primary breadwinner for his family, including his mom. They're currently raising money online to fund his funeral.
Well,
my god, who's gonna eat a brownie that big? Don't be my big fat ass.
Look here, young man. I think that'd be my big fat ass.
Okay? A lot of those people are dying, man. They are dying. Influencers, young people, they are dying, okay?
A fitness influencer and mother of 7 was reportedly shot and killed by her estranged husband nearly a week after talking about her pending divorce on a podcast.
Hi ladies, happy Monday.
40-year-old Gloria Zamora was a fitness coach with 155,000 followers on Instagram. She posted workouts and encouraging videos for moms trying to get in shape. Reports say Zamora was on a date at a sushi restaurant in Fontana, California, when she was tracked down by her estranged husband. Reports say he killed her and her date in the parking lot before he was killed by an off-duty sheriff's deputy. Zamora had recently done a podcast interview with Horizon discussing her decision to leave the marriage.
Instead of you being supportive, you're over here trying to just bring me down, tell me that I can't do this.
Online fundraisers have been set up for Zamora and her companion, 43-year-old Hector Garduno.
Okay, and both of them in their 40s, 43 and she was 40. And the guy killed her, the ex-husband killed her and this dude. Yo, this is no joke, man. And then again, you don't know what those people did. You don't know the covenant their parents did. You don't know the covenant that they did. All right, both of them died. You know, she was doing this influencer thing. And again, this isn't something that came out like years ago. This came out July. Is that what that is? June 24th this year. All right? So the judgment is everywhere. And you have a lot of... Beloved, listen to me. Whatever those people are classified out there as mental illness, this is something else. A lot of the people, yes indeed, mental illness did exist. We talk about this. We had the fasting for this. Okay, the 40 days light fast and dark fast. Well, you already got the dark fast. Just a heads up, beloved, okay? The 40 days dark fast is coming in November, all right? Prepare yourself. 40 days of dealing with the light that is in you. The positive side that is in you. We already deal with the negative side. We're going to deal with the positive side, okay? So, we do deal with mental illness. We do study. We do hang out, you know, with our people. Of course, we do this privately on Patreon every Saturday. We do stuff together. All right, we walk in our mental illness, so to speak, our mental health. Excuse me. But a lot of those things that are going on in social media, so to speak, they are not mental illness. Those are judgment. And I'm always encouraging our beloved brothers and sisters to do the best to your ability to ask the Holy Mother, the Mighty One, the angels to guide you towards righteousness and balance your life. Okay? To balance the darkness and the light within you. You are both good and bad. You don't want to be too good. You don't want to be too bad. You want to be good when it's time for you to be good. And you want to be bad when it's time called for you to be bad. That's the reason why we have two legs, a left, and right leg, right, and left hand and right hand, left eye and right eye, even 2 ears, left and right, and the nose, left nostril and right nostril, but one mouth, one heart. You got 2 kidneys, you got the 2 lungs and stuff like that, but you got 1 heart, 1 mouth, 1 soul. So take care of that, man. Yea, indeed, a lot of the folks, they focus on the external, the appearance, the physical appearance, which is good. But the mental is supposed to be balanced with the physical. But if your physical is out of control, the mental is proper, you are unbalanced. Both of them supposed to be balanced. And a lot of the stuff, a lot of people online are screaming help. With their bodies, they are doing things like that. But they guided under, hey, I'm helping moms, I'm helping this, I'm helping that.
Instagram. Okay? Zamora was a fitness coach with 155,000 followers on Instagram. She posted workouts and encouraging videos for moms trying to get in shape. Reports say Zamora was on a
those
date
things
at
are screaming, help, attention. And sometimes the attention that you get, it's not the one that you want. Okay, but anyway, great glory.
This just in, Mexican prosecutors say a social media influencer appears to have been murdered by a hitman. 23-year-old Valeria Marquez was killed earlier this week during a live stream on TikTok. Investigators say she expressed fear before being killed. The president of Mexico says her administration is working with local investigators to track down the killer.
So another influencer died, okay, that's 3 months ago. And I believe live doing TikTok, the TikTok live stream, right?
The murder of a Mexican beauty influencer has sent shockwaves across the country.
Hoy andaba haciendo unas cosillas.
23-year-old Valeria Marquez shot to death during a TikTok live stream on Tuesday.
Ya viene.
Her followers watched her final moments live in this video.
Hola. Valeria? Sí.
In the minutes before, as she recorded from the beauty salon where she worked in Zapopan, central Mexico.
Pues que te lo quieren entregar a ti.
She mentions how someone had stopped by earlier, promising to bring an expensive gift.
Ya viene.
Later on, clutching a pink stuffed animal, Marquez looks out of frame before saying, "They're coming," and a voice in the background asks for her by name.
Hey, Valeria? Sí.
Marquez replies yes, then leans over to mute the sound on the live stream. Horrifically shot to death in moments after, we will not show. But after, a person appears to pick up her phone, their face briefly showing on the live stream before the video ends. The identity of this person and their relationship to the crime hasn't been publicly identified. It would be the last video for Marquez, a rising online star in Mexico with nearly 200,000 followers between Instagram and TikTok. Now Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum,
con esta lamentable situación.
Vowing justice. The prosecutor's office has not named a suspect, but said the killing is being investigated as a possible femicide, an intentional murder of a woman due to her gender.
You said you were horrified by this, but were you surprised?
I was horrified, and in one sense, I was not surprised.
Paulina Garcia del Moral is an assistant professor who studies gender violence in Mexico and Latin America.
It is quite common, even though it has been codified as a federal crime. The fact is that violence against women, including feminicide, is on the rise in Mexico.
There were 847 femicides reported last year by the government of Mexico. That accounts for nearly 1 out of every 4 homicides with female victims. Fighting femicide was a big part of Sheinbaum's recent presidential campaign in Mexico. And while the murder of Marquez is still being investigated, Garcia del Moral says femicide is...
So again, you got those people want to be white so bad, and they will do things like that. They will post stuff and things they're not really doing, or they can actually do those things. And you don't know what happened, who they mess with, what kind of business they get involved. For instance, you got a lot of those Instagram model or social media people. They get paid to sell things. People will call you and say, "Hey, I see you got 100,000 followers, so I want you to market this product for me. And here's $2,000. Here's $20,000." And usually when people like this, when you're on social media, you take 20 G's, you party with it, and then you didn't do the job, or you promote a product that didn't deliver on what was supposed to be delivered, and you get killed. Okay, you get killed because a lot of those folks out there are cutting off deal behind closed door, and you see in her face how she knew she was going to die. How she knew that whatever that she did, this expensive gift is. She knew that. She told them, "I'm worrying somebody. If somebody come to me and say, Big Levi, I'm going to bring you a very expensive gift later on, I'll be happy." I'm like, "Hey, bring that hash on. Bring it on, man. Hey, man." And then I'm thinking, I'm like, "Man, this expensive. Can it be a car? Can it be that 64 Impala that I wanted? Can it be a house? Man, that I can't wait to get this." But if you knew, you're like, okay, they're gonna kill me, then that means, Big Levi, you were involved with certain things you shouldn't be involved. And over there in Mexico, man, they don't play this hash, son. They don't play this hash like, give you a second chance and stuff. Oh, you too beautiful, you too pretty to die. Nah, they'll get rid of you like, this hash is real over there. The same in Haiti, man. You F over some people because you pretty, or you take somebody money, you promise some of that cookies, and you outsmarted this man. You took his or her money, and then you fled. But there was a woman, that took that literally they took the phone. You can see her face. But this type of things, beloved, judgment is upon the land. All land. People are like, well, this is in Mexico. That has nothing to do with us. Well, actually it does. Okay, hash is real out there, son. People are dropping. People are dying. Young people. Okay, this woman was like in her 20s or 30s. I'm not quite sure.
Is a pervasive problem in Mexico that will take time to address.
There has to be change at the institutional level to recognize the institutional responsibility for creating conditions for women to be murdered with impunity. And if that can change, then yes, I believe there could be change, but that's going to be really hard.
Marissa Parra joins us tonight from Miami. So, Marissa, if you talk to human rights groups, they'll point out that in places like Mexico, femicide happens because the punishments just aren't there for the men who are killing these women in cold blood. What more do we know about that?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because we know it varies state to state, and it's not just the punishment itself, Tom. We know that the punishment can vary anywhere between 50 to 60 years in places like Oaxaca, but then in a place like Michoacan, the punishment can be 20 to 50 years in prison. But that's just the punishment itself. Even the definition of femicide, what meets the criteria for femicide, varies state to state. But on top of that, the punishment does not find every person that is the perpetrator. There's various investigations that have to be done. They are very complex. Not every state has the resources to do that, Tom. And according to Amnesty International and organizations like that, 95% of femicide cases go unpunished, which, as we heard from the expert there, a big reason why this remains such a pervasive problem in this.
Well, again, we don't know what those women are doing. Okay, well, over here, they never really refer to as femicide. Everything is a homicide today, But you really don't know what those pretty girls are doing and what they are doing to get money. Trust me, you don't get that much money from ads. Being an Instagram model or the influencers, you don't get that much money from ad with 200,000 subscribers, And a lot of those people, when I encountered them and I talked to them, and I asked like, hey man, business is booming, right? Yeah, you got likes, you got share, but the money proportion is not the same. Because what's going on, beloved, the blessing is over. It is done. The way people used to make money in 2018, 2019, when TikTok was at its peak or when it got out, it's not the same thing now. It's not the same thing. A lot of those stuff that are going out there, judgment is here. And you have those people, look, learn to read people's facial expression. A lot of those people, the moment they go online, they are very sad. They are very lonely. And you would have thought a young woman like her, beautiful, would have people around her. And beautiful women like that, no, the people that are around them, they are not there because they are true friends. They're either there because they want something, either sex or clout, or they just there, they freaking hate their guts, but they don't have any authentic friends, authentic people they can sit down and talk and explain things and laugh and learn from and things like that. You know what women truly crave? Learning. They want men to be there to teach them, to share experience with them, to build with them, to go out there and start things from scratch. And then they can look this and then they said, we built this. I can't believe we did that. Oh man, it took us years, but we built this thing. We did this thing together. And no matter what happened between those two, either he cheat or she cheat, they won't leave like that. But when you got all those people coming out with this mindset of being self-built or this mindset of being high-value men, and this is what happened with those high-value men. If they are very high value, they got all this money and you pretty, they bought you. And then you go out there, you think you can go out there and F around with other guys, they'll kill you. But again, we don't know what's happened. This is just speculation. But you can see a lot of those influencers, young people, man, they are dying. Is it mental illness? We don't know.
Latricia Green Brown was shot in the basement of Henry.
Okay, let me see this one.
More news starts now with a breaking news alert.
Murdered at work. A manhunt is underway in Detroit after a man walked into his ex-wife's job and opened fire, taking her life. Latricia Green Brown was shot in the basement of Henry Ford Hospital about 10 this morning.
And minutes after that shooting, police identified her ex-husband, Mario Green, as the suspect in that case. Security cameras caught him leaving the hospital just minutes after that shooting. Jay Scott Smith has been following the very latest developments in this case all day long. Jay, we now know Latricia had a valid personal protection order against Green.
Yes, indeed, she did. Good evening, everybody. And honestly, this was just a bad scene all the way around, as on this Friday night, as mentioned, one woman is dead. There are a lot of questions that need answering, and police are trying to get a dangerous man off the streets.
He produced a gun, handgun, and fired multiple shots, killing his ex-wife.
Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison laid out what happened this morning at Henry Ford Hospital around 10:15 a.m. Bettison named this man, 53-year-old Mario Green of Bloomfield Hills, first as a person of interest, but now he's the prime suspect in the shocking killing of Latricia Green Brown. It set off a chaotic scene on West Grand Boulevard and a citywide manhunt.
We're actively looking for him. He is presumed to be armed and dangerous.
Surveillance cameras caught Green entering the hospital. From there, police say he went into the basement where Brown worked and shot her multiple times after an argument. After Brown was killed, he hopped in a white 2011 Dodge Charger and took off, headed north on the Lodge Freeway. The car was eventually found abandoned near Losser on the city's west side around 2 p.m., but Green remains on the loose. He's 6 feet tall and was last seen wearing all black and a gold chain. Mario Green also has a violent past, having served 6 years in state prison following a 2006 arson conviction. He's also served 4 years on probation for aggravated stalking. And most recently in June, he just finished a 3-year probation stint for failing to pay child support. Brown, meanwhile, had sought an order of protection against Mario Green, but he had yet to be served. Now, there have been questions about how he was able to get into the hospital. We have gotten a statement from Henry Ford Hospital saying, quote, "We have a comprehensive security plan in place that includes metal detectors at the emergency department."
That has nothing to do with how I get into the hospital and stuff like that. You guys are looking at the wrong thing, the wrong way. It's just the blessing is over and all demons has been set loose. And you will have people that have enough of whatever this system is doing, man. And people are dying. And then again, those are the things that are being brought, the news actually caught. People are dying all over, man. It comes to a time, even me, I'm passing by and I'm seeing things that happen in my neighborhood, in my city, close to me, or people that I even know. Things happen like crazy because judgment is here. And a lot of those folks, beloved, a lot of those women and men, those Christians, okay, they don't listen. They are the one fighting against you. All right. If you watch Brother Sly, TikTok, or Brother Moyel, 90% of the people they are arguing with are so-called black folk. 90% of the people that are pushing against this, those are the blassos. Okay, you never know. It could be one of those people that are in your comment board always coming and try to push against things. There is no pushing. There is nothing there for them to push. They just come. They want to say things and be slick. And a lot of them are paying, man, you know. Great glory. Let's keep on moving.
Hey, I'm Chase Philandro.
I just want to remind you to treat yourself tonight.
I am prepared to cut you a deal that if you wanted 15%, you could have it. 15%. I owe you nothing.
Chase Philandro, an up-and-coming actor and influencer, has died unexpectedly. He was just 20 years old. He reportedly died suddenly on July 31st, and while the circumstances haven't been made public, we do know Chase, who was based in New York City, was a multi-talented writer and performer.
Now, do you want me to be you with or without my handcuffs on? With.
He appeared in several independent films and student theater productions, and was even on track to graduate from NYU's prestigious Tisch School of the Arts in 2027.
Guys, Chase Philandro from Atlantic Studio here. Just rocking the new merch.
Why am I? He dabbled in comedy.
Hey, look, it's your spot. Look, Gaslight Alley. I'm also on a very strict workout regimen, so I'm pretty much doing pull-ups, lifting weights, intense boxing, backflips, gymnastics, everything you can imagine.
And in his teens, he fronted the local band Just Add Water.
You're still driving home at night, he's wiping off your blush.
In a tribute, his sister Frankie says his other big passion was travel. His near 60,000 social media following watched him hike Mount Rushmore, the Grand Canyon, landmarks in Arizona, Virginia, and more. Chase's family is planning to honor his life by funding a memorial at one of his favorite national parks.
Guys, I don't think we're at Carlisle anymore.
Okay, you got those dudes, 20 years old. They suddenly die. And nobody know exactly what happened to them. How did they die? Is it overdose, heart attack? They just say he suddenly died. This dude is 20, man. A lot of you here are watching, you older than 20. You're like, damn. That would be like 40 years after I'm gone. That would be like 16 years. 16 years ago, I was 20. Some of you like 50 years ago, I was 20. I would have been dead for 50 years. And they never disclose what happened to them. They just die. Because indeed, judgment is upon the land. Judgment is in the midst. All right, let's keep on moving with the influencers.
Liz Lin Ruoyu, a Taiwanese beauty influencer, has died. She was just 36 years old. Her husband made the announcement with this tribute video, and while he didn't reveal a cause of death or the exact date, he did say Liz left quietly in the translated post. He remembered her as a girl with a smile, sunshine, and love, always able to use her vision and creativity to add beauty and inspiration to the world. Liz amassed nearly 250,000 followers across her social media platforms with beauty tutorials, transformation videos, travel vlogs, and more. One of her final posts gave fans an intimate look inside her birthday getaway in May.
Anytime you see these things, people showing you their vacation, their beautiful stuff they have, and for instance, anytime you see things like this, watch her facial expression.
An inspiration to the world.
Okay, look at her face. Look at her lips. Okay, and you'll see every time the camera is on her, that's when she smiles. And once the camera about to turn away, she returns to this neutral, blank, bleak expression.
Liz amassed nearly 250,000 followers.
There you go. Okay.
across her social media platforms with beauty tutorials, transformation videos, travel vlogs, and more. One of her final posts gave fans an intimate look inside her birthday getaway in May.
See?
Look inside her birthday
Okay, now she saw the camera.
getaway in May.
Most people that are happy really don't want anybody to know what they are doing out there. Like, nigga, I'm gonna go in my vacation and enjoy my hish. I ain't got time to show you people online what I'm doing and stuff. Then again, nothing is wrong with that, man. Nothing is wrong with showing people what you're doing and the stuff. You know, it's good sometimes you share, but yo, like every day. You know, there's a young woman that I used to follow on YouTube, man. Every single day she's live, dog, like live. She's live showing everything, and then come to find out she was dealing with a lot of mental illness and stuff like that, and things ended up happening, and she never went live anymore because she was unalive. Something is wrong when that person go live for any reason. Oh, I'm gonna drink some water. They gotta see me drinking water. Man, I'm gonna eat. No, if you're alive or an influencer, know between the difference between your job and private life. The lonely fan out there, man. It's anyway. I'm drinking.
Liz's husband plans to keep her profiles active as a place for fans to remember her always.
She died this year. 36 years old, young woman. She died this year. All those influencers are dying. All those young people are dying. And nobody really can tell you exactly what's going on. I think that's another one. Is that what that is?
I'm Sophie Noida, and I'm 10 years old.
Former child star Sophie Noida has died. She was 24 years old.
I can hear it now. It was a lot of fun making it with Eduardo and Manny and everybody. The crew was really nice, and I had a lot of fun acting.
Okay, what do they die from? What happened? Were they sick? Now you got a young woman. She was born in 2000, 2005? 2000? She died. The other dude died 20. This woman died 26. They are just dying in no cause. Nobody's saying what really happened. They just died.
Hello, everybody.
What was your favorite part of the whole process?
Probably doing cartwheels on the beaches.
E.T. first met Sophie back in 2007, just as her career was taking off, as she shared the big screen with the likes of Jessica Alba and Michelle Williams.
Dr. Vidalis, you need to call home. Your daughter, she's been calling a couple of times. Why? Is she okay?
She stepped away from acting in 2015, her family revealing she battled personal demons in an online obituary.
I think the same. Like, I don't see why people think they can be better than someone or they have more meaning than the other person.
Okay, so you got those young girls getting involved with this, whatever that thing they are doing, and they have personal demon. Well, of course, that's what they call substance abuse. And you don't know what their parents did. You don't know what they did. You don't know what covenant they made. Okay? And then you have all those things. They are going to come back and hunt you. Beloved, I keep telling you this. You don't know how good you have it when you go to sleep at night. You don't know how good you have it when you work a 9 to 5 and you receive a measly paycheck. And out of this paycheck, you can buy a hamburger or you can buy some food. You eating it with great pride. Though you're like, damn, I wish I would make more money. You don't know how it is when you actually work and you earn your money. Though your job is not that big of a deal, but you owe no one. There is no shame in your game. Yes, you're a custodian. Yes, you're a janitor. But I fucking earn my money. I work for it. I didn't do anything dirty for this. Indeed, I cleaned the dirt. I cleaned dirty thing to earn this. But I earn it. I work for that. You don't know how much power you have when it comes to those Hollywood people, those investors, those billionaires, those millionaires. They don't get their money by just working hard. They don't get their money by doing things like you did, being honest. A lot of them did stuff, dark things. And those things are coming back to haunt you. We don't know what happened to those young people. We don't know what they did. But something must have happened for them to go that way. Okay?
No one's greater than anyone else. No.
Sophie was a kind and trusting girl. Often, this left her open to being taken advantage of by others. She self-medicated to deal with all the trauma and shame she held inside, and it resulted in her death.
Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? She self-medicated to deal with all the trauma and shame she held inside. What kind of trauma? What kind of shame? What happened to this sweet little girl? What did you people did to this poor child that she had to self-medicate it and she felt the great shame of it and she died? Those are the real victims. Real victim has a hard time of going out there and speak because they usually see whatever had happened is their fault. A lot of attention whore will go out there and make things up because they love attention and sit there. But those people, they'll rather be gone. But nonetheless, beloved, this is the judgment. There is no escape for those people, man. Beloved, you do not know. We do not know how good we have it by not siding with 83, by not signing this covenant with the other side. We think we have it good. We think, hey, thank God, I was a loser, I did everything though. Sometimes I won, but the winning is Pyrrhic. But I didn't make it. I come to peace with that. And I'm glad that I'm on the side of the light. I'm good. Well, you really don't know. Up until somebody on the other side that you thought was winning. Or you thought like this person like, yo, this person got everything. I wish I was this person. I had what he or she has. And then when the dark side of this person revealed, you raise your hand. You're like, yo, I'm good. I'm good wherever I'm at. Hell, I'll choose homelessness versus this.
Hey, Big Levi, how you doing, brother? You don't really know me, but my name is William Jackson, and my wife's name is Delia Jackson. I just wanted to inform you that, we listen to your programs, when they come on all the time. She was the one who had introduced me to you via the internet. I just want to let you know that my wife passed away today at 1:55. And I don't know. I just thought that I just needed to tell you because you were one of the ones, you and Big Judah, and also the sister from Redirecting, as well as Lisa Cabrera. She would listen to you guys all the time. She and I both. And I just want to thank you for your teachings, because your teachings, you allowing the Most High to use you through the Holy Spirit, allowed her to learn not only who she is, but who she is. And I really, truly appreciate it, because she was at one time a staunch Seventh-day Adventist. And when she started learning from you guys, she gravitated towards it quickly. And I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful. I hope that you and your family are very blessed. And brother, love your wife like there's no tomorrow. Love her, hold her, say the things you want to say to her, kiss her, do everything. And I just pray that.
Good. To everyone listening, this was 3 weeks ago. Brother Jackson called his wife Delia. Jackson passed away. She was a great fan of our show, of our teaching. She even went to our class. She was a great fan, a great student of the Holy Spirit. She followed Brother Big Judah, Sister Lisa, and redirecting. She studied a lot. She was a Seventh-day Adventist, and she gave up the whole thing and she learned because she was called. She's been studying with us for years. She introduced us to her husband, and both of them started to learning. Both of them started to learn quite some time ago, and again, fortunately, she was called to Abraham's bosom. Now the Holy One know her heart. The Holy Mother brought her in. She called me all the time. She explained the dreams and stuff. She shared with the nation all the time also. She sent me email, call, text, and things like that. She always keep up the faith and believe in the truth. And she knew who she was. There's no doubt in my mind that she's indeed in Abraham's bosom. The right choice was made for her. The Holy One called her home. And the husband called. He left me this message the other day. He did call me. I was unable to speak with him because I was in a place. There were too many people there. Till this day, I'm unable to reach him. Keep the beloved brother William in your prayer. And thank the Holy One for calling one of our sisters home. Beloved, they ain't got no more time left. This isn't the time right now to go after people and try to convince them of this truth. This is the time for you to study, to meditate, and go further. Should herself approve. And that's what the sister did. She spent her remaining life of learning. And the husband too, learning. Because you don't know when your number is going to call. You're going to be right whenever it's called. Everybody right now, we are happy for the sister. We know she made the right choice. And the right choice was made for her. To all of you listening, and you think this is a game. You think this is the time to throw a party. Being a two-third, draw a bike, go out there, any little thing said, I gotta kill this nigga, I gotta kill this hoe, I gotta kill this because I'm angry. You don't take time to relax and think, say, you know what, this isn't worth my time, man. I gotta study, I gotta buy a book. Hell, for those of you that are afraid, like, yo, this thing got the word magic on it. I'm afraid of getting it. I'm afraid of reading this book. I'm afraid of knowing who I am, who I was, and who I'm going to be. Who's my guardian angel, all these things. And if the sister was afraid, she didn't make the choice, we wouldn't receive this phone call. Those are the confirmation that indeed our work, wherever this sister was following, studying week, our work is being fulfilled. Our mission is being completed. We ain't got no more time in this thing, man. This isn't the time to sit there and argue with people, try to convince them to come to your side. This isn't Christianity, son. This isn't religion. This is something that you have to be called for. Stop trying to convince people that this truth was not made for them. You study, somebody disagree with you, fine. Somebody want to fight you, amen. You do whatever you please. I ain't got time to go out there and try to fight people. The sister transition properly. You never know. For my seniors out there that are listening, you're studying, you do your homework, and when you come standing before the Holy One, this great power, and you being questioned, what did you do with that life that I lend unto you? What did you do with all those talents that I gave unto you? What did you do for yourself? What did you do for others? What did you do for me? What did you do for anyone and everyone? Some of us will stand. So, with my life, I take some other life too. I lie on people. I gossip and drama because I freaking hate them. I stole. I didn't need to be stolen. I rape and rob and kill, murder, molested, and do all these things. That's things I did for other people. The other one is I fight with people. I knew that war was, but because I got paid, I didn't want to be your child. I didn't want to be brothers with them people over there. I hated their guts. I was very selfish and stuff. I use my talents for the other side. I destroy a lot of people with my talent. And so because you won't be able to sit there and stand there and lie, everything that's going to come out of your mouth is going to be the truth. And some of us will stand and say, well, telling you the truth, Holy One, I didn't know anything about myself. I thought I was doing everything good. I went to church trying to follow you because that's what I was instructed. Come to find out it was all lie. I let my pride down. I started studying on my own. I practiced magic. I did everything that I could to follow you. I remove all the fear. I share with my brothers. I share with my sisters. I try to go out there and preach what I know or try to give it to those people, but they didn't need it. I felt hurt. I tried to teach my daughter, my son, my husband, my wife, but they didn't want to listen. I felt lonely. I find a group of people that were kind of like me, and we learned together. And I use my talent to bring good to people, whether Jews or Gentiles alike. And I've done things. I've cheated. I stole. I did horrible things. I raped, I robbed, I killed, I murdered. Back then when I was doing those things, I didn't know any better. Now I did know, and I know I should start this, and I do the best that I could to the best of my abilities. And I don't know what the result going to be. Tell you the truth, I was not a good person. I don't think I was. I don't think I did enough. Some of you will stand. All of you will stand and give this. If anyone in the nation tomorrow fell, we know exactly what's going to happen to this person. Well, at least to a degree that if this person come out there based on their spirit. You take the Pope or that fellow Jimmy Swaggart or Stargard or that recently fellow that died, you think they are not standing in front of the Most High right now? You think they are not in a certain place right now? You think this sweet little girl, Sophie, Noel, Nai, Wady, you think Sophie or Sophia is not in front of the Holy One? Like, yo, I didn't know anything, man. I was doing movies and stuff like that. Cut me a slack. I don't know stuff and things. Every single person, whether they were in Hollywood or out of Hollywood, know the truth. They know who we are. The Holy One will ask you, how did you choose? How did you treat my children? How did you treat my land, my people? Well, I don't know. They told me they were black. I should have hated them. And they were poor. They are Haitians. They practice voodoo. And I'm better than them. I'm Christian and stuff. And they told me above all, and most importantly, the people over there in that land, Israel is the true people. I should support them, which I did. So don't be asking me. It's T.D. Jake's fault. Don't be asking me. It's the Pope's fault. Don't be asking me. Nobody to come over there and teach me. Some of you will say, yeah, I used to listen to those guys online. I battled with them. I freaking hated their guts. I didn't want to listen to them. Just to let you know, Hish is here. Hish is real. Great glory. Let's keep on moving. How long we are at good grief. More social media.
Chase
right?
Philandro, an influencer based in New
York
City, has died. Chase was an actor and
That's the same dude. Okay, let's keep on moving. TikTok star dead after mental health battle. Okay, I understand. Proceed.
I wonder when I leave this earth, when I leave the rat race, when I'm lying in the dirt, if you'd remember my face. This was one of the last posts made by TikToker Chris O'Donnell before his death aged 31. The fitness influencer, known on socials as Creody, passed away on January 11th, and according to reports, his death has been ruled a suicide. Medical examiners confirmed that O'Donnell died from a gunshot wound to the head after opening up online about his background in mental health and substance abuse.
Let's play this one.
I wonder when I leave this earth, when I leave the rat race, when I'm lying in the dirt, if you'd remember my face. This was one of the last posts made by TikToker Chris O'Donnell before his death aged 31. The fitness influencer, known on socials as Creody.
Again, anytime you see these things, you see those people on social media showing their body, they are always happy and things like that and stuff. But behind closed door, they are battling things. They are battling demons. They are on drugs. They are abusing. Oh, it's raining like hell out there. Is my mother calling me yet? Okay. Yeah. Anytime you hear this, anytime you see this, it's just like, yo, what the hell is going on with those people? Behind closed door, they are not doing too well. And a lot of those dudes, they are dying. Very young. This dude was 31 years old. He died. This judgment is out there, man. People are like, oh, well, those old billionaires, they're old. No, we got a bunch of young influencers, people. They just die. This dude put a bullet through his own head. He killed himself. What is he battling? What kind of thing that he was battling to kill himself like that? That's why I told our people, you don't know how good you have it. Beloved, telling you the truth, if the Holy One give me two choices right now, I say, death or living in torment or being crazy, being out of your goddamn mind. Which one? I'll choose death 10 times over. Because I know and I felt, I experienced when you lose your mind. When you have things there you can't get rid of. This voice that you are fighting. I experienced that. The intense version of it. And I realized that I got it good. I realized that the Holy One had mercy upon me. See, those people, a lot of them took their bag, man. You don't know what their parents did, their forefathers, their fathers did. The thing that happened to our people, to our ancestors, we didn't do it to ourselves. There were a group of people doing this, and we are the descendant of those people that suffered this calamity. And there are people out there that are descendant of the people that caused these calamities. Great glory. Let's keep on moving.
Do you wish to plead guilty to a criminal sexual contact today?
Yeah. That's Oscar nominee Gary Busey pleading guilty to a sex crimes charge during a virtual court hearing. The 81-year-old appeared confused at times. Am I pleading guilty?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I am?
No.
Okay.
No. Nope, that's not how it works.
I have hearing aids and they are working, but they only go so high. The charge dates back to a 2022 fan convention in New Jersey. The actor was taking photos with attendees.
During that session, you agree, do you not? You do agree that you inappropriately touched the buttocks of an adult female over her clothing. Is that correct?
Yes.
So this is Gary Busey. Yeah, we had a couple of videos about Gary Busey. Gary Busey lost his goddamn mind a long time ago. He lost his mind like a very long time ago. Now, he's in his 80s, okay? And he been charged with a sex crime. And what was the crime? He touched a woman's butt. Okay? He touched her, he was taking a photo with her and then he touched her butt. That's the crime that he's gonna go to jail or charged with this sex crime. All right? So a guy like Gary Busey, if you see him, they put him out there like this, they charge him with this thing, and he lost his mind. He used to speak a lot back then. and a lot of folks probably don't like this dude. Okay, and Gary Busey, for back like a few years ago, I say a year or two, he got involved into a car accident. He fled the scene, and the guy like, yo, Gary Busey, why you all running? And he drove like a regular Honda Civic that he had, and he was running, and the guy like, what is he running from? And he's looking at places like something is chasing him. So I believe it happened around like 2023 or 2022. So you got this man, taking a photo with a fan, a woman, and then she reported him that he touched her butt, which is a huge sex crime. And then now he's being charged. He's the paradox. You see, back then, young women, especially white women, would fantasize about black men, which is normal. Human beings are sexual, okay? They have sex, they have fantasies. And they would see these random black men that they actually truly want, but they don't know how to approach, and they cannot approach him or her and tell him anything. And the frustration and the sexual frustration, which we told you, one of the number one problem in this society is sexual frustration, men and women. And they are sexually frustrated. Now, let me explain. Let me go a little bit further when I say the sexually frustrated. A lot of them are having sex, but this isn't the sex that they want. This isn't the person that they want. A lot of them hold a lot of guilt. A lot of the people that are here on this society, their teenagehood, because they're growing up in the church, they grow up with the strict mindset that if you show anything sexual, you're a whore, or you're a man whore, or if you feel any kind of way, or if you speak about any kind of thing, you're going to hell. And all those repression battling up. Okay, a lot of those people, things happen to them when they were young. They can't say anything, because if they do say it, like, well, he was a pastor, you're lying. He would have never did this to you. He was a preacher. He was a priest. He was your uncle. He was your father. He was a friend. He was this. You're lying. Why are you waiting that long to come out there and say this? So you got a guy like Gary Busey, or charging with a sex crime. And everybody, see this. They're like, this man is out of his mind. He's not competent to stand anything. But yet they made him come to court. The same thing happened to our folk back then. Still to this day. A black man being murdered and killed lunch. Why? Because a white woman saw him and she screamed. That's all. A rapist and she screamed, and a white man come out there. What happened? And say, this man over there. Next thing you know, a white mob posse, white men came out there, 400-500 of them, caught this black man, beat him to death, and lunch him. And this was considered a sex crime. Looking at a white woman back then was considering a sex crime. Looking. And not looking in the eye, just looking at the moment you are walking as a black man, you see a white woman. If she was coming face to face to you, you turn your head to the right, and you move to the right. You keep your head right there, or you stop, you turn completely away from her, you let her pass, you don't look at her at all. The moment that you look, if she even see you doing that, most won't care. But the white men that are around, they will come after you. They will charge you with a sex crime. The same thing, I believe, happened to Booker T. Washington. I believe one of those authors, but I believe it was Booker T. Washington, and he was in somewhere in New York, and he said hello. He said good morning to a white woman, and a white mob took him and they beat him almost to death because he saluted a white woman when he was passing. Because in the north, in the north now you can do this thing. He said, "Oh, good morning, ma'am," and then he walked away, and a group of white men came in and beat him. That was a sex crime. So now Gary Busey being charged for touching a woman's butt, which is a huge sex crime. How dare you? This is even worse than rape. This is how those people think. That's the type of thing they were charging our brethren. We don't even know if this thing even happened. Hey, Gary Busey touch your butt? Yes. And I felt, and things like that. I felt violated. Can you imagine just sit there and listen to a woman explaining how Gary Busey, tap her in the butt and how she's traumatized by the event. Like, I can't sleep, that my life went down the tube. I start doing drugs because of that. I start gambling. I start having sex with everyone and anyone because of what Gary Busey did to me in 2022 by touching my butt. When I willingly, consciously go to him, take a picture with him, he wrap his hand around my body and touch my butt. Or touch my hips, for instance. Let's say a photo, let's say Steve Harvey Family Feud. Let's see. You see, there is a moment in Family Feud where the host will come close to the, well, there you go, something like that. Okay, where Steve Harvey will take a picture and wrap his hand around the person, and then those women later will come back and say, when I was, in Family Feud, Steve Harvey put his hand on my shoulders, like he like massaging me, and I was traumatized by the event and things like that and stuff. There is the one where Family Feud, Steve Harvey, and guest. Okay, well, I should have put guest. There you go. All right, this is the perfect picture. Okay, when they are doing this, and usually the host would put their hand, on your shoulder, and then they will do this. Remember in football, basketball, when somebody made a point and then the man give a clap and then they give a tap in the buttocks. It happened in basketball. Okay, let me see if I can pull up a video here. Virginia pastor caught looking for men. This is again, a lot of these things are sexual frustration. A lot of those dudes were molested when they were kid and children in the church, and they grow up to be molesters, and they are looking for dudes out there. They don't know how to deal with it because the church say it's all right. My mom, my dad support that, and a lot of those pastors, they are cowboys because things happen to them. But anyway, basketball tap in the buttock. Okay, now, when the coach say good job. Let me see. Well, it's something you got the idea. It's just you get the idea. Those are huge sex crime, and this man Gary Busey out of his goddamn mind, yet he still have to go into the curse. He has no idea what he's saying, and this is the type of thing white women back then will claim that they are sexually assaulted. Okay, they see a black man walking down the street, minding his own business, eating like there was an incident where a black man was eating a cornbread or corn on a cob, and then this white woman reporting him as making sexual move, and then he got charged for raping, and then they murder and kill him. There are many incidents where a black man just walking down the street doing nothing, and a white woman called. He said, "Well, I believe he this is the guy that wanted to rape me," and stuff like that. And they will go ahead and get killed. There's a video that come out 2 years ago. An old lady, she was like in her 80s and 90s. She sit outside her house screaming, "Rape, rape, Rap, somebody's rapping me. This black man, this nigger is rapping me. She called the police on her neighbor, being black, okay, all right, being black, and get arrested. And the man, like, he didn't know what was going on. He said, what happened? Let me see. All white women screaming rape by black men. Okay, all white women screaming rape by black men. Yeah. Why is it? Why is this thing giving me all shorts? Where are the real videos? They are all shorts. What happened here? Not short. I want... Let me see. I don't know what this thing is doing and give me short videos. And this thing... Whoops. Oh, man. I forgot Gary Busey thing. Professional boxer. She died 25. Okay. Why? Everything is a short. I don't know why he's doing this, but anyway, let's go back to Gary Busey.
Do you wish to plead guilty to a criminal sexual contact today?
Yeah. That's Oscar nominee Gary Busey pleading guilty to a sex crimes charge during a virtual court hearing. The 81-year-old appeared confused at times.
Am I pleading guilty?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Okay.
I am?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not how it works.
I have hearing aids and they are working, but they only go so high.
The charge dates back to a 2022 fan convention in New Jersey. The actor was taking photos with attendees.
During that session, you agree, do you not? You do agree that you inappropriately touched the buttocks of an adult female over her clothing. Is that correct?
Yes.
So this was not an accidental touching. You purposely touched her. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, and you did it for your own self-gratification. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're going to have a criminal record?
Yes.
Yesterday's appearance was a far cry from the height of Gary's fame.
I like Elvis fine, but I'm Buddy Holly.
His breakout role was in the Buddy Holly Story, which earned him an Oscar nom. He also appeared in Lethal Weapon. More recently, he competed on Dancing with the Stars.
Make sure you're having fun, because if you don't have fun, nobody else will.
In 2008, he was a mentor on Celebrity Rehab.
I've been around the rodeo a few more times than you have.
In 2014, Gary won UK's Celebrity Big Brother.
What I desire to do is give people a good feeling about themselves.
But for Gary, the real drama hasn't always been on screen.
I went down on something called GHB.
We were in the courtroom in 1995 when he faced felony drug charges after a serious overdose.
That is the dark side of me.
So again, that was back in the 90s, where if you overdose, they will charge you with a crime. Okay, that was if you call, for instance, if you're in a house and somebody do drug and then that person overdose, both of you will go to jail. If you call, you say, okay, there's a guy, he overdosed in my house, he's my uncle or friend of my uncle, both of you will go to jail. Okay, that's why a lot of people did used to die, by overdose, because that's why they make the law. And if you're doing drugs with a friend, he or she overdose, you're going to jail. Now, this is even worse. If somebody come to your house, did drug with you, go home and die, you're going to jail. If somebody bought something from you, like Matthew Perry, bought that ketamine from this ketamine queen, use it, die, she's going to jail for a long time. Okay? All your stuff are coming back now and bite you in the butt.
That is the devil coming in to take me off my path of righteousness.
The charges were dropped after Gary went to rehab. In 2001, he was arrested but never convicted of abusing his ex-wife. E.T. visited the couple at their Malibu home in 1997.
There were times when I was so afraid of Gary.
Gary is also a cancer survivor. In 1997, doctors successfully removed a plum-sized tumor from his sinus cavity.
I'm just so happy to be alive.
His sentencing is set for September 18th.
God has always been there to cradle me.
Well, not this time. So he got charged with a criminal sex crime for touching a woman's buttocks. And that's what that is.
Hey, it's me, Tanner. If you're watching this, I am dead.
And he is. He is. He died. Those are all the
Hey,
influences.
it's me, Tanner. If you're watching this, I am dead.
And he did, you know.
Beloved TikTok star Malik Taylor passes away at 28. Cause of death and final words revealed. The TikTok community is reeling after the sudden death of Malik Taylor, a beloved content creator who gained millions of views for his humor, creativity, and uplifting energy. Taylor tragically died on August 22nd, 2025, at just 28 years old after suffering a fatal cardiac arrest, his family confirmed. Known to fans for his warmth and relatability, Taylor quickly became a household name on TikTok.
Okay, this dude died of a heart attack. 28 years old, man. Of course, a lot of people like Biglevi, you need to look into the jabbity jar, you know, the tick tack tack tick. They put, hey, they take this stick and put it in your tack. A lot of them did this. But beloved, there's a lot of the people that didn't do this thing and they are dying, man.
Skits, motivational messages, and infectious smile made him a figure of positivity, especially for younger audiences who look to his content for comfort and joy. In what has now been recognized as his last words, Taylor left fans with a poignant message during a live stream. Keep spreading love, even when life feels heavy. Those words, simple yet powerful, have since been shared widely across social media as a reminder of his legacy. Tributes have poured in from fans and fellow creators alike, with many describing Taylor as not just a creator, but a friend who made them feel seen and valued. His passing has left a deep void, but his influence and message of kindness will continue to resonate. Though gone far too soon, Malik Taylor's voice lives on in the laughter he created, the love he spread, and the inspiration he gave to millions around the world.
So you got those young folk, they are dying. 28 years old, heart attack, boom. Judgment is in the midst. I don't know this fellow. I don't know what he did, but I can tell you, man, things are this shift. You cannot come with all the luggages, garbages, and baggages. You can't.
Debate sobre los límites de la libertad de expresión y la responsabilidad en el mundo digital. La muerte en directo del influencer francés.
Violence, I believe he was doing something online and he died from it. So crazy.
Some new information at 4 o'clock out of court and a disturbing story about a former pastor 16 News Now told you about back in November of last year. We're talking about 36-year-old Jeffrey Carter, who you see there, who was arrested on multiple charges, including child exploitation, possession of child porn, sexual battery, and child seduction. According to online court records, he pleaded guilty last month to the charges. The 16 News Now I-Team told you about Carter's work history, including as pastor of Apostolic House of Deliverance on South Bend's West Side. He's also the former director of the Children's Choir of Michiana, which ended all affiliation with him after our reporting. He was also listed as a recruitment coordinator at Notre Dame, but since our reporting, he's no longer an employee there. According to court paperwork, a 17-year-old unnamed victim filed a police report against him last year. Police later found hidden cameras in his home and nude pictures and videos of the victim as well. Carter later admitted to recording the victim and even performing sexual acts while standing over the 17-year-old while they were sleeping.
And thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sharice Gibson. And time.
Okay, all right. That's those pastors, okay, those dudes going after boys, you know, and they are in the church, you know, they are getting those young men, you know, being there, inviting them over for Bible study, and then they will drug them, and then they will rape them. They are caught. When they say they are caught with child porn, and it's just those kids that they have that are in their in their protection or in their supervision, of course. They will bring them, and then they will hide cameras, and then they will tell them to do stuff, and they will just rape them. And those dudes are everywhere, especially in the church. They are there. They are in the church. And the church members won't say anything about it. They won't do anything concerning this issue. And it's something that, like I said, it's just almost, it's fantasy. It's a fetish in the church. How mothers and fathers, mostly mothers, will let their son and watch another man wailing on their son. And it's almost a fetish, a sexual thing. They love seeing that, and they will protect those dudes. Those guys are well protected up until they go too far. Okay? Well, according to the church. Okay? This is another one.
Katie Moore, a prominent local gospel singer and educator, is being accused of a number of sex crimes. Well, the charges include sex trafficking and rape, and as Paul Murphy reports, the NOPD is seeking information about other potential victims.
Josh Kegler is an award-winning gospel singer and choir instructor. He performed at Mayor LaToya Cantrell's second inauguration ceremony at Gallier Hall. Tuesday, New Orleans police arrested Kegler for a series of sex crimes involving a minor. According to the arrest affidavit, the case stems from a complaint by the mother of a 16-year-old boy about concerning text messages on her son's cell phone. She described the messages as sexual in nature. The boy told investigators he had been approached by a teacher from Warren Easton Charter High School. The teacher was later identified as Kegler. The boy stated the 38-year-old invited him to his home to smoke marijuana. According to the affidavit, Kegler began paying the boy for sexual activities. Investigators said the 16-year-old objected when things escalated from observing to Kegler making physical contact. The boy reported that all incidents occurred at Kegler's home and that Kegler either personally picked him up and dropped him off or arranged for a rideshare service to transport him. Police said Kegler groomed the boy to perform sexual acts and used money as bait. Warren Easton, in a statement, confirmed Kegler was on the faculty at the high school during the 2024-2025 school year. This individual is no longer employed at the school. While we are unable to share specific details due to privacy laws and the active nature of the investigation, we can confirm that we are fully cooperating with the New Orleans Police Department. The safety and well-being of our students is and always will be our top priority. Kegler previously taught at two other New Orleans area schools, including George Washington Carver and McDonough 35. He was also a regular performer at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival and contributed to the Grammy Award-winning Best Roots gospel album, Church. Police urge any other potential victims to come forward. In a statement, the NOPD said, "We understand this may be difficult, but your safety and privacy are our top priority. You're not alone." Kegler was booked into the Orleans Justice Center on 5 counts of trafficking of children for sexual purposes, 5 counts of indecent behavior with juveniles, 1 count of third-degree rape, and 1 count of sexual battery. Paul Murphy,
So those are the choir dude and the church dudes, and then they are out there in the church doing all this thing in the church. And we got more coming. Okay?
A man charged with multiple sex crimes against children in Maryland has ties to a Comstock Park church.
13 on Your Side was contacted about Thomas Pinkerton back in March.
13 on Your Side's Callie Lichter has been following this story for months. And Callie, what have you found?
Juliet Pinkerton, who is no longer associated with the Comstock Park Church, has been under investigation since last year, but was arrested just this week. Tori Grunwell started going to the New Chapel Church in Comstock Park in 2020. She was childhood friends with and a housekeeper for the church's pastor.
Always been able to reach out to them, with concerns and that kind of stuff until recently. And then when I started making my concerns known, they stopped responding to me.
Grunwell came to 13 on Your Side in March of this year expressing concerns about a member of the church, a different pastor, Tommy Pinkerton.
It was one of the youth group leaders.
So this dude, okay, again, those guys, they are everywhere. and they are protected. The Christians love those men. You would have thought like those people would have chased them out, closed all churches, because that's the breeding ground for guys like that. Okay? For people that do things like this. All right? There's a big difference between a pedophile and those dudes. See, an actual real pedophile, they don't mess with pedophile or 0 to not even prepubescent. A pedophile, he's into a child that cannot defend itself or even remember anything. But those dudes, not only they are doing that, they are into, 18 and below, according to the laws of this country. When they do those things, they are protected. And this guy was, the woman that reported him went to jail. Okay? All right, she went to jail because she reported him. They charged her with some bogus thing and things like that.
Leaders and the treasurer of our church on the board since the beginning of the start of this church 10 years ago. He's been very active in our church as a youth pastor and being a traveling evangelist.
According to screenshots taken from the church's website in March, Pinkerton was listed as the church's treasurer. He is not anymore, and his recorded messages have been scrubbed from their website. Pinkerton was one of her son's youth leaders, and she was already uncomfortable by his actions at the church.
Went out of his way during services to point out my son and talk about how anointed he was and the face of God is upon him, and all of these really faith-based things coming out of his mouth to my son.
She said
and there you go. People can feel these demonic things when they're coming. Oh, your son he's so anointed, he's so good. Oh, you don't believe how good your son was. And then the face of the Lord is upon him. He's a sweet boy, the best boy out there, and all of them. At least that's what I can say to you. And the mother felt like, yo, what's going on with this guy? Keep telling me this about my son and stuff like that. And she felt uncomfortable because this is part of their fantasy. Doing the act and then go out there, send subtle messages. And as you can see, as you know, the Christian, they love those guys. Blassos are in love with them. They'll protect them. Nobody won't call them out. And instead of calling those guys out, they'll call Sir Sean Combs, Sean Carter, as you know, as PDD. They'll call black celebrities. They will not call those dudes out and say, well, we have an issue in the Christian church. Too many rapists, too many pedophiles, too many of those people out there doing this thing. We need to shut all those churches down and purge them. Oh, hell no. Who's going to molest it and do stuff to my son? Who's going to molest it and do stuff to my daughter? I don't want to close this church. I got a bag, man. Beloved, you won't believe how many mothers, fathers, parents that will take a bag and let you do whatever that you want to do to their children. Jared, the subway guy, he literally sat there. He was shocked to himself. Remember, the man told you he was not into little girls and little boys. He was into young women. He was into women. Up until he met some parents that make an offer to him. And they press upon him. They lower the price. And then they gave their 5-year-old daughter unto him. And he realized that how much money those people were making, like $50,000, $30,000 a week from one customer. They would just give that child over to this person to spend the weekend, the week over, and then this man will play around with this 4-7-year-old girl for the whole week. And then they will just take her and then give her to another for another $30,000, $40,000. In a month, they make $200,000, and they don't care about that. Up until this girl grow up and she reach puberty. And then those men don't want that because this girl, she's a woman now and she's impure. They don't want that. They want the purest form. Okay? We just watched a video of a young girl. She 25. She killed herself because she was battling demon. You don't know what her parents do to this. A lot of the time, it's the parents that make these things and sold this child for money. And we do know those Christians, they won't say hish about that. Yet you will see them online accusing a black man of doing this and black. But those black men that are Christian and the pastors and priests and preachers, they won't say hish like that. Judgment is upon the land. And this isn't something that happened years ago. That was 2 weeks ago, all right? That's like August the 8th. There are so many of them, former Pontiac school, but I really don't want YouTube flag my video for nonsense, so this is probably the last we're gonna deal with this.
She contacted multiple people in the church about the allegations.
In that conversation, they told me it was true, and that they just kept asking how I knew. They wanted to know the people who told me and how this information got out.
But as she kept pressing for answers, she says she was kicked out of the church and blocked by people she considered her church family.
I'm just praying that.
There you go. Once this woman start telling the other Christian or other members, yo, this guy, he's doing stuff to my son and the kids in there, we need to put him out. They're like, get the out of here. It's not like we don't know. You're not one of us. You're not one of us. Get out of here. They kick her out. Those Christian members don't play. You think they don't know that? You think those people don't know that pastors or priests or whoever that the head of the church is abusing the kids? They know that. They're well aware of it. That's why I keep telling people, it's most of the time when you check, it's the parents. They know that. It's something that it's a fetish part of them. That's why you see most of the filth you're watching online right now. It's stepfather, stepmother, stepson, father and father, a father and son, mother and son, real son and mother, real son and sister. It's something that they crave. And now they slowly, just like they put the whole salad tossing thing into this beautiful art that we had, perverted this whole thing. And now this thing is all over. It's something like they crave. I'm not making this up. This is something they love, they protect, and they want to see it. They want to get involved with it. And this woman went out there and said, yo, this thing is not right. This man is not what he said he is. He's abusing the kids and we need to do something about it. Get the out of here. And then you're not part of our church. You're being excommunicated.
In that conversation, they told me it was true, and that
Pinkerton was one of her son's youth leaders, and she was already uncomfortable by his actions at the church.
Went out of his way during services to point out my son and talk about how anointed he was and the face of God is upon him, and all of these really faith-based things coming out of his mouth to my son.
She said she contacted multiple people in the church about the allegations.
In that conversation, they told me it was true, and that they just kept asking how I knew. They wanted to know the people who told me and how this information got out.
But as she kept pressing
there you go. How'd you know about this? Who snitch? So we can get rid of him and keep that guy. People don't know how much money the church is doing and things like that. What they are doing to those quote unquote. And then they have a bunch of blasts all online. And they will only say, we need to protect the kids. Okay, where? Where we need to put? We need to protect them. Where? Oh, these people over there, I think they are doing stuff. What about your church? Your church are the #1 breeding ground for those type of folk. You need to shut all those church down. That's what that is.
For answers, she says she was kicked out of the church and blocked by people she considered her church family.
I'm just praying that all the truth comes out, and that anybody who has been betrayed in this receives the answers that they deserve for our kids.
Grunwell has pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge for threatening the lead pastor at New Chapel, which she said was because she wasn't getting answers.
There you go. They charge her because she like, yo, I'm gonna fucking kill one of you if you don't tell me what happened. And then she got arrested. She got charged. They charged her and said because she made a verbal threat. This is those people law, beloved. This is their law. You got this man doing all those horrible things to those young boys in there. They know about it. They are very comfortable because that's what their church is about. And it's something, they shouldn't shock anyone because everybody know it. And then the mother could not get an answer. She threatened one of them. I'm going to either beat you or kill you or have somebody beat you. and then she got charged, and this guy was let go. He was just let loose.
For months, 13 on Your Side.
All the truth comes out, and that anybody who has been betrayed in this receives the answers that they deserve for our kids.
Grunwell has pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge for threatening the lead pastor at New Chapel, which she said was because she wasn't getting answers. For months, 13 on Your Side has looked into Pinkerton trying to find arrest records, until this week when Pinkerton was arrested in Georgia and extradited to Maryland. Pinkerton is charged in Baltimore County with multiple counts of child abuse, assault, sexual abuse of a minor, and sexual offense. The investigation into Pinkerton started in October of last year when multiple men came forward expressing they were abused by Pinkerton while a part of his youth group in Maryland between 2006 and 2010. The men claimed Pinkerton had a group of minor boys known as favorites, with the victims claiming Pinkerton would sexually assault them primarily at his home in Maryland, often, as the court documents claim, justifying it with religion. In a statement to 13 on Your...
go. God want me to do this to you. I am anointing you. I am blessing you. Be happy because I'm the man of the Lord. I am the pastor, the preacher, the priest. I'm the high priest in here. I am the leader. Let me lead you to God. And you have people out there, it's like, where are this pastor? Where can I send my son unto him? To anointed my son, to anointed my daughter, to anointed my children. I'm not making this up. And when you go, you tell those people, oh, hey, I believe these guys, they're like, get the out of our church. You are not part of this thing. Because I'm a man of the Lord, I am anointing you. But what you are doing to me is wrong. No, are you telling God is wrong? You know God do things in mysterious way, right? Well, then what I'm doing to you is good. We're going to sit there and take it.
Your Side, New Chapel Church said, "We were heartbroken to hear of these serious allegations that occurred in Baltimore, Maryland nearly 20 years ago, and communicated the situation to our church family after severing all ties with the accused several months back. Our prayers and continued cooperation are toward justice for the victims." Detectives do believe there may be more victims of Pinkerton's abuse who have yet to come forward. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Baltimore County Crimes Against Children Unit. At this time, Pinkerton is not charged with any crimes in Michigan. Pinkerton's attorney told 13 on Your Side Pinkerton denies the allegations and anxiously awaits his day in court and believes a jury will exonerate him of all charges. In the newsroom, I'm Kelly Lichter, 13 on Your Side.
Of course they will. He will get away with it. Okay, we'll get away with it. They will just go ahead and the jury say, the man isn't guilty. He's a good pastor. Let him do his pastoral work. If that's what that. Good Lord. Good grief. All right, let's finish with this thing.
The woman known as the Ketamine Queen has agreed to plead guilty to federal charges in connection with Matthew Perry's overdose death. She is accused of supplying the drugs that caused the death of the Friends star.
Our investigative reporter Eric Leonard has been following this case as it moved through federal court. He joins us live now with an update. Eric.
Hi, Michael and Colleen. Well, Jasveen Sangha will appear in federal court in the coming weeks to actually enter this plea. Her agreement today to admit to supplying the fatal dose of ketamine appears to end the investigation into the actor's death. Sangha, seen here in social media photos, could face decades in prison.
So you got this young woman right there, being a drug dealer. Okay, she's not the typical drug dealer. She's a very niche ketamine. She only sells to rich folks like actors and Hollywood dopehead and junkies. And she was the one who sold this thing to Matthew Perry, and Perry died. Because of that, now she will spend decades in prison, because that's how those people law work. Okay, the addict, the people that go out there willingly become a junkie and then go ahead and buy drugs and die. This is not his fault. This is yours, because you know what you did. You know what this woman did. She had a gun 24 hours on Matthew Perry's head and forcing him. He said, well, if you don't buy this drug for me and use it, I'm going to shoot and kill you. I'm going to murder you right there. And then Matthew was scared. He was like, he was so afraid. So he didn't want to die. So he buy the drug, then he died. She is the guilty one. She is the aggressor. She is the bad guy right there. And this is how their law work. Okay, this is the same thing that they did in the 70s, 80s, 90s during the drug war and all that. Well, still this drug war never ended. Now Trump upped that thing of going after Maduro and things like that. There is nobody alive today that were alive back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000 that do not know the U.S. government, the CIA were involved, or the one that are bringing the drugs or allowing them to get in here, because it was hurting the so-called the black community. You guys give this green light because, hey, this is good. Let them lose their goddamn mind and kill all of them. That would be better. And we can take over the land forever. But now you realize now this thing is causing more damage in your community than any others. Okay, you got this young woman right there, you know, she was making some money, you know, dealing drugs. I'm pretty sure she never had any criminal history. Up until now, she's suffering the curse. Now everything is reversed.
Now, she's agreed to plead guilty to 5 charges, including operating a drug house, 3 counts of distribution of ketamine, and 1 count of the distribution of ketamine resulting in death, and that's for the October 2023 overdose of Matthew Perry. According to the plea agreement, Sangha and another man sold Perry 51 vials of ketamine that month alone. The drugs were delivered via Perry's personal assistant. The feds say in court papers that assistant, named Kenneth Iwamasa, injected Perry with 3 shots of ketamine that Sangha provided, and that's what caused Perry's death. Also in the plea agreement, the feds say Sangha tried to cover up her connection to Perry after he died, directing others to delete online communications. All of the others have already pleaded guilty, including doctors Mark Chavez and Salvador Plasencia, that assistant Iwamasa, and a man named Eric Fleming, who the feds say was involved in the drug sales with Sangha. Now, all 4 of them are scheduled to be sentenced in the next few months. All of them could face significant prison time, but none more than Sangha. The sentencing calculation for her could lead to decades behind bars. Ultimately, it will be up to a judge to decide, and that, of course, will happen after Sangha enters pleas to these charges. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, so, and now she's being wrongly fully charged, okay? And people are like, yo, I hope she get a very light sentence. I love Matthew's acting, but he chose to be an addict, and it is his own fault he died. Okay, so that's what it is. This woman just sell this thing, and then now she's being charged for murder because you are responsible for forcing and selling this thing to this guy, okay?
Tampa investigators say 5 people came down from Jacksonville and worked together to follow and ultimately kill a rapper who was here celebrating his birthday. 4 of those suspects appeared in court today. Fox 13's Ariel Plasencia joins us live in Tampa. And Ariel, we know authorities are still searching for the 5th suspect, but you saw the 4 defendants in court today. What happened?
Well, Linda, today we learned that the state announced that it is considering the death penalty in this case, but a final decision has not been made yet on which of those defendants, if any, will be facing it.
All right, so all defendants are present, as well as their counsel and the state.
That's 4 defendants with 4 different attorneys, all appearing together in a Hillsborough County courtroom Wednesday. Rashad Murphy, Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, and Alicia Andrews are accused of making the trip down from Jacksonville to follow and track rapper Charles Jones as he moved around Tampa to celebrate his birthday in June. Eventually, the rapper, who also goes by the name Julio Fulio, went to the Home 2 Suites near USF, where surveillance video recorded 3 shooters firing at his vehicle in the parking lot, killing him, in what investigators have described as an ongoing gang war. In court Wednesday, the attorneys described a large amount of evidence that needs to be reviewed,
inclusive of the in excess of 300-page police report, as well as what I anticipate.
And again, you got those young folk, you know, killing each other, the draw-bites, you know, killing brothers, killing sisters, and they show no emotion. They like, whatever, you know, I'm gonna get out of this, you know, after I serve my first life consecutive, I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna be hot. And this is how they think.
To to be dozens of listed witnesses.
Murphy, Chance, and Gathright all waived their right to speedy trial in court Wednesday. Here's Tampa criminal defense attorney Hunter Chamberlain, who is not affiliated with this case.
Normally, you would waive your right to a speedy trial because your defense attorney needs more time to prepare.
However, Andrew's attorney told the courtroom that her client, who is pregnant, would not be waiving speedy trial. This means the state must bring her to trial sooner rather than later. A preliminary trial date was set for this coming January.
And if you don't think the case against you is very strong, then what you are doing is essentially depriving the state of time to find witnesses, to find evidence.
Another potential strategy could be
that she will cooperate and provide information and even potentially testimony in exchange for consideration when it comes time to sentence her for whatever charges she has pled to.
Meanwhile, the state announced Wednesday that they are considering the death penalty.
Their final decision has not been made. It is going to be reviewed within the next 2 weeks, Judge.
Okay.
Now, the judge did set some preliminary dates today for those not facing the death penalty. They're expected to go to trial in December of 2025. Those who are, that would be April of 2026.
So you got those young women, young men, showing no emotion, just like, I don't care. I'm gangster. I'm part of this gang. I'm in my 20s. I'm going to kill this dude because he says something online. He says something in his music, which I'm going to take very personal. Judgment is upon the land. Three plus 7, you know what to do. Let's keep on moving.
Deadly crash of a tour bus. More than 50 passengers returning to New York City. It crashed today on Interstate 90 near Pembroke, just east of Buffalo.
The driver, for some reason, lost control and the bus flipped on its side. Many of the passengers were trapped inside the bus. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim is live in the newsroom with the very latest on this horrific accident. Stefan.
Well, Liz, an update since we came on in the last hour. Dozens of patients were rushed to the ER, and ER doctors raced to the scene to triage other patients. State police say this was a full-size tour bus that originated out of New York City. That bus rolled over and ejected multiple passengers, including children. This is the full-size tour bus laying on its side after rolling over near Buffalo, filled with tourists from New York. A local lawmaker calling this a serious mass casualty incident. Doctors at this hour treating survivors with extremity fractures and head injuries.
We currently have 20 of those patients actively receiving treatment.
We have some folks that have some head injuries.
After a frantic search for survivors trapped inside, moments ago, first responders clearing the bus and flipping it back right side up.
The bus did roll. There were multiple ejections, there are multiple people trapped, and there's multiple fatalities, and this includes children as well.
The bus was on its way back to New York City from Niagara Falls when the driver suddenly veered, hit the median, crossed into the shoulder, then flipped. At least 4 people are dead, including at least 1 child. 52 passengers were on board. Almost everyone on board has some sort of injury. More than a dozen rushed to a nearby hospital, some of them airlifted for treatment. Investigators say the driver lost control and rolled over at full speed. The bus did not hit any other vehicles.
It's a full-size tour bus, heavy amount of damage. It did roll. Most people, I'm assuming, on the bus did not have a seatbelt on. That is the reason why we have so many ejected people on this bus. But like I said, the bus is extremely damaged. So given the possibility that this bus at least rolled through the highway portion and then came to rest in which would be the south shoulder of the 90, significant damage, and obviously this bus was going full speed. It did not hit any other vehicle. It basically lost control from the median on.
Now, according to state police, most of the passengers are either Indian, Filipino, or Chinese. Some of them do not speak English, so translators are being brought in. The driver, by the way, is alive and well. Governor Hochul tonight calling it a tragic incident. In the newsroom, Stefan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
All right, so as you can see, those people are dying. This bus full of tourists, and then accident, and that's it. People did just die. Crazy. Let's keep on moving. There you go. People are losing their mind, man.
Take a look at this. This is from New Orleans, where there was a major plant explosion today. Take a look at this drone video that was captured, and you can just see the major fire and plume of smoke that was going up. And yeah, this is really something that you could just see how fast this fire did spread from this plant. We want to showcase the latest update from officials just a little bit ago.
In the area, I'm Robbie Miller, Tangipahoa Parish President. I have leadership from the various agencies that have responded to this event. We have a fire at Smitty's Supply in Roseland, Louisiana. The first call came in at 12:53 this afternoon, so we're barely 3 hours.
Now, as you can see, beloved, there are a lot of explosions that are happening all over. House explosion and plants explosion. People are dying like crazy. And even in the smoke, I can zoom in, you can see face in there, at least that's what I'm seeing, okay? You can see this is the forehead right there, the nose right here, the front lips, the big plump black lips right there, and the chin, the cheek, it's like a swollen cheek, and the eye look like the eyes is swollen or closing eyes, and this is the head, and this is the head, and this is the beard. It's look like a long beard. Okay, this is the huge lips right here with the long beard, and this is the neck. This is the back of the neck right there. Look like a strong bodybuilding, muscle-bound dude. At least that's what I'm seeing, And again, we study in private how those spirits, they are everywhere. They hide like this, okay? So then again, let's go ahead and see this. Okay, this is the hair. Okay, he's looking that way. He's looking that way. So this is the head right here. The hair right there. This is all the hair and curly hair, woolly hair and stuff, and then this is the forehead right there, eye over here, and the nose right here, and the front of the lips, and then the full mouth, okay, and the chin, and the beard, sharp beard, goatee beard right there, and the beard go all over here, and then the cheek right here, the ears, and then the afro, and the neck right here, the throat right there, the back of the neck, and he's looking that way. At least that's how I see it. I could be crazy because I always see those things. Let me leave it right there. Can you see it, beloved? Can you see it, brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike? You can't make this hash up. This is not something that I Photoshop, man. That's how the message show up, dog. That's how it show up. Once you got the Holy Mother eyes, you can see pretty much anything and everything, because that's what's going on out there. Whew. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. All right, there are other things here. If you can see them, you can go ahead and make video, because there's other stuff in there that I am unable to see. Let's keep on moving. How long we are? Good grief.
Into this, at 1:15, there was an evacuation order for the immediate surrounding area of Smitty's. At 1:35, that evacuation area expanded to 1 mile around Smitty's, and that's where we stand right now. And at 1:45, we set up a staging command center here at the Florida Parishes Arena. We have multitude of agencies responding, including every agency in Tangipahoa Parish, first responder, fire, police, multi-parish from other parishes are bringing.
Anyway, let's keep on moving. And this is, of course, plague number 2 right here, fire reconfiguration of the cities. Let's keep on moving.
The United States is sending 3 naval destroyers to Venezuela, while the country's despotic leader, Nicolas Maduro, dispatches millions of militia members throughout his country. Washington says it wants to stop the flow of drugs from Venezuela into the U.S.
Anyway, we talk about this. Of course, I thought it was China. I thought it was Mexico. Now it's Venezuela. Of course, those guys are moving closer to Haiti so they can do Haiti over there, but it won't work. And the next thing you know, Haiti was the heart of the drug dealing things. That's why they make so much money and stuff. Yeah, whatever. Okay, we did this one.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
From WREG in Memphis, this is News Channel 3 at 10.
Your news leader following breaking news tonight in Cordova, where a man is found shot to death in a car outside a strip mall. Hello, I'm Greg Hurst. Stephanie is off tonight. Shelby County deputies are on the scene at Berry Hill Road in Chimney Rock. WREG's Harrison Klopp is live with the latest on the investigation. What do you know, Harrison?
Greg, good evening. Unfortunately, we don't know much besides that a man was shot and killed at the shopping center behind me. But if I move out of your way and you see the flashing lights, it really has been a scene in Cordova tonight. We have learned that at 5:40 p.m., a man was found dead with a gunshot wound inside a vehicle parked outside a business in the 1900 block of Berry Hill Road. It appears his exact location was outside of a smoke shop. Witnesses say they could see his legs hanging out of the car and say there were at least 3 to 5 shots. Witnesses also tell us the man was 23 years old. Again, we do not know his exact identity.
Okay, 23 years old, young man, they find him shot to death in a car. Nobody know what's going on, what happened, what caused this. They just find him shot to death.
Identity at this moment. Michelle Seymour, who works at next door at the hair salon, told us off camera her reaction to seeing the shot up car.
We work in a salon across from where the scene happened, and we got a phone call that they heard something had just happened. So I did walk over before the scene got too busy, and I didn't get to see who was harmed, but I saw the vehicle and emotions just started whelming up.
And I have just received a statement from the Shelby County Sheriff's Office saying they're investigating the shooting, and you can see them investigating right now outside of the smoke shop. Again, that appears to be where the man was shot and killed. But the Shelby County Sheriff's Office have 2 set-up locations on this shopping center block. You saw one at the smoke shop. You're now seeing one at the corner of the block where they are interviewing people, trying to find out what is going on. Again, I have made contact with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. They do not know what is going on right now, but they are searching.
Again, nobody knows, okay? And beloved, I think we let me see. Oh, that's the video. Kentucky judge killed by Sheriff Ron courthouse like brutal. That's the one that happened the other day. Detroit airport passenger busted with primate meat and luggage. Okay. Deadly DUI crash, drunk driver gets 67 years in prison for deadly Florida crash. Okay, this living life, I don't give a crap. I can do whatever I want. Things like that happen. There's a lot going on. Female to male detransition. I believe that was a woman that went and go ahead and be a man. Is that what that is? Or male to female transition? I usually not like to get into those things. And she regretted, and then now she detransitioning. This thing is very confusing to me. I never understand it. Like female to male detransition. So what do you mean? Like what is that? I don't understand it. I don't want to click into this. Okay, now that's a woman, right? That's a woman. Is that what that is?
Why tell me anything, but
Okay, this is all the drug
God,
intake.
I went from being a happy person, smiling, dancing, laughing, chilling with everybody,
That's a
to
woman.
isolating myself because of the insecurities I had of what if I'm not too manly? What if I'm not manly enough?
Okay, that's a
Or
woman that
what if
was
I'm not?
turning to be that's a woman right there. Okay, she literally take all those things, all those hormones, and becoming this dude. Okay, surgery, remove thing, and she's retransitioning back, right? Become a woman again.
Pretty. Oh my. Oh yes, girl, you gave it to him. Don't play with it.
And then
So
now she
beautiful
come back a
girl
woman.
underneath that I never got to see until now. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I never felt this beautiful.
So I don't know. The whole thing is so confusing. Okay, ain't nothing more beautiful than a woman, period. Okay, she was a woman. Okay, 3 years on testosterone's female to male timeline. Okay, and this is the type of thing, once they've done it and they realize this is not what they wanted, this is not how things supposed to be. And your mind, your body, you are still a woman, and then you did this thing and you confused. Beloved, trust me, this thing that is going in your mind and all these demonic things are fighting you. You don't know what the hell is going on. You were born a beautiful little girl, and something happened. You watch people doing Hish online, and then now you go ahead and do stuff and things like that. Can you imagine a woman, you being a woman, and then you're in a relationship with this fellow, and you thought that was an actual man, he has all these mainly things going on with him, and okay, that's when she turned back. Is that what that is? That's her and her father, I'm assuming. Okay, and you're in a relationship with this dude, which is graduate from high school, and you think he is a boy. You never had sex, but you did do anything sexual except for the penetration or things like that, and then come to realize that you were in a relationship with another woman. And then she like, I'm sorry. Like, you sorry? There are some, yo. But anyway, once you watch one of those videos, they will refer you. They will give you a bunch of them. They will give you a lot of stuff. So there you go. Are you dating one of the gays? There's a lot of stuff right here. Once you watch one video, and there you go. Men are wearing skirts in Atlanta now. The red dress, skirt. That's why this thing is so much. Once you watch one video, that's all. One video, that's all. There are so many people online talking about this thing. It's an epidemic, man. It's an epidemic, It's just an epidemic, You got all this thing going on here. I remember that. I remember that, the woman with the longest tongue in the world. Crazy. This is crazy. I remember this sister years ago. Anyway, man, once you watch one of them, okay, this dude, I read Quan Mills' book, so you don't. One dude with two pregnant dudes. Yo, you just watch one video, man. One video concerning this thing, and now you got all those people, all this YouTube, bringing you crap and stuff. But anyway, dog, that's why I don't like to do research on this channel, because they'll bring you so much crap, So anyway, beloved, hopefully this thing come out with no echo. I don't know if it did, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to do the whole thing again. But I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. I say shalom.